light and heat. Time to take a stand, boys. Time to make a choice. Time to find our courage. Time to be deployed. Make our only stand here. Make our roads complete. All we waited for now, past and future meet. Get your weapons ready. Kiss loved ones goodbye. Now our time is coming, and it is not the time to cry. Fight the war. Fight the war. Fight the war. Oh, who cares why we're fighting? It's about the fight. Let the writers writing settle wrong from right. In the time of conflict, when the bullets fly, in the space of seconds, a life you cannot buy. Face the facts before you, face the simple truth. We're hopelessly outnumbered, it's tragic but it's true. Make your last formation, take the final road. Now it's time for endings, now it's time to go. Fight the war. Oh, fight the war. Fight the war.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm fighting the war on a Tuesday. Firth along up to his knees in gore. What's going on, everybody? Welcome, Argonauts, to a Tuesday stream. It is February 19th, 2019. Can you believe that we are over halfway through February? And we're very shortly going to be in the month of March, the third month of 2019. Seriously. As John Mayer once said, stop this train. I want to get off and go home again. Anyway, time goes on, and so do we. And I am looking forward to the stream today because we got a lot of stuff going on today and over the next few days. So welcome, everyone. First of all, just a couple of reminders. First, a couple thanks. Thank you to Kerflop for the resub, which I saw happen when we were getting an introduction here. And also, thank you to Beautiful Bear Natutu for the host. I really appreciate it. And I should say, by the way, if people have not had a chance, I sometimes head over there and lurk in Beautiful Bear's stream when I'm not streaming and when I'm at work or whatever. And he does all the voices and is a big fan of Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 and plays a lot of the original games. So you should go over and check him out. I think he was doing The Return to the Obra Dinn today, which is an interesting looking game from the guy who did Papers, Please, I believe. And Papers, Please was awesome. So, so anyway, you should check his stuff out because it's cool stuff. So, and yeah, as long as March brings us much less snow and ice. We've had very little of it, I have to say. Very little in New York. It's been sort of a nothing winter as far as precipitation is concerned, but we will see. see. There is still yet time. Anyway, just a couple of reminders about ways to support the stream. If you have not done so already, please consider following the channel. That is always a good thing that helps us out. If you haven't done so already, please consider as well checking out the Twitter, as Echo was nice enough to do. Please retweet this stream. A number of you have already liked and retweeted it. Thank you so much for doing that. Exclamation point tweet will allow you to do that. We want to broaden out as much as we can beyond the Twitch community, as I always say, and bring more people into this lovely little group. Exclamation point ARV tweets will get you over to my Twitter, where you can actually follow me on Twitter as well. Exclamation point ARV2 will get you over to my YouTube channel, where you can check out past broadcasts of the stream. Exclamation point ARVcord will get you to the Discord channel, which is ever growing, lets you hang out with Arvanauts in between streams. They are the fine people to hang out with. Exclamation point ARV, and also arvaneleron.com, my website, for all the details about that. ARVTreon, ARVTREON, will let you support my Patreon, which is on the move up again, which is great. As I said, some people are starting to pick up and told me they were going to be resubbing and re-upping to the Patreon, so that really helps. Thank you, thank you. Good stuff for you and for the channel. And, of course, the sub button, which is currently sitting at about 49 subs. Goal is to try to get to 80 subs by the end of the month, so really, I would just like to be at, like, if we could even be at like 51 or 52 subs by the end of February, and then we just add like 2 to 3 subs a month, we'll be in good shape. So I would love to see that if we could actually make that happen, because it would be cool. So that's the deal with that. Quick note about schedule. We have got Sagard the Barbarian today, live illustrated by Terry Tunes. This afternoon at 4 p.m. I will be over on GOG on Pen and Pixels doing D&D with GOG Storm King's Thunder, and we've got a surprise for you folks today, so do not miss it. It's going to be awesome. I am looking forward to it. Oh, so you'll have the commands next time. Oh, thanks, Ardeno. Yeah, so D&D with GOG Storm King's Thunder surprise today, so you do not want to miss that. That is going to be awesome fun times. On Thursday night, I hope, although again, we're still trying to get this all squared away, but I hope that we will have the Clay That Woke coming. We're still trying to work out scheduling and everything like that, so please let me know about stuff, because sorry, I was actually looking at something when I said that. So please mark it on your calendar is what I wanted to say, because we want to make sure that we are aware of, we want to make sure that we have people there ready to go for this awesome stream, which is going to be happening hopefully starting on Thursday, and if not, in the very near future. On Friday, we have the return of Assignment Impossible, which is my 60s TV spy thing, which is going to be pretty awesome. And also, I believe on Friday, I need to double check, it's either Friday or Saturday, I'm going to be doing nominations for the Chat Chosen Game of the Month. It's going to be happening later than usual this time. It's going to be happening on Friday, March 1st, because of the fewer days in February. So I'll be taking nominations for those at the end of the week. And then Saturday, we have D&D Curse of Strahd. Now, Masters of the Dungeon is a little bit up in the air. That will be happening, but I don't know exactly the time that it will be happening yet. So just be aware that Masters of the Dungeon may be in there, and it might happen a little earlier on Saturday the 23rd. We will see. And then, as I say, Curse of Strahd, D&D with Curse of Strahd and the Infinity and Beyond crew. Next week, Tuesday, we've got Adventures of Middle-earth, which is going to be awesome. The Fellowship phase for that. And then we've got me playing Thronebreaker on GOG. And then we'll wrap up the month, as I say, with the Friday Patreon-fueled Chat Chosen Game of the Month. Last thing I want to mention, because somebody brought this up earlier, I think it was Aaron. Yes, the test for ARVBox 2.0 was a complete success. I think the only thing I need to do is to make sure that I use my C920 camera, which I normally do anyway, but I would be using that because the webcam is not that great on my laptop. So I just need to make sure I do that. Other than that, it came through beautifully. I will just be able to carry a hell of a lot less with me whenever I go on trips and stuff like that. So ARVBox 2.0 is in full effect. So it'll be great. Want to be the last Thronebreaker? I don't think so, Echo. My guess is it's going to probably be 2 Thronebreakers sessions, probably. I'm guessing that I'm 2, maybe 3 sessions away, but I'm closing in on it being done, because I know that after this map that I'm on, there's one smaller map, and then that's the end of it. And then after that, I head back to Pathfinder Kingmaker. So, yes. But yeah, ARVBox 2.0 was great. I was really happy with how it all worked. So, yeah, and actually you can check that out. ARVBox 2.0 is the new and improved portable gaming system that I have set up, which basically involves me using my university-issued laptop combined with my Lenovo Thunderbolt 3 dock that I just got. That dock is amazing, and that allows me to do a whole ton of stuff. That dock basically allows me to run an external display. It has its own built-in GTX 1050 card in it. I can run that. I can charge the computer off of this. I can run Ethernet from it. I can basically do everything through this dock. And the reason it's so much better than the other models that I looked at is that it's portable. It actually literally will fit inside my laptop bag. In fact, the power brick is almost as big as the actual thing itself. So that's super, super useful. I'm very excited about it. It's working great and all that. Oh, I lied about the last thing. Last thing. I have talked to Alligator Alley about the details, and next week I will be announcing, probably on Tuesday, I will be announcing the official start date for the Kickstarter for the Forbidden Library Adventures. That will be launching on my channel. It will run for 30 days. It'll be a standard Kickstarter, and it will be one of several projects that I will be involved in this year. The others I'm not at liberty to talk about yet, but soon. So next Tuesday I will be announcing the official starting time and that whole business for that month. That's going to be amazing. I'm so excited about it. And last thing, I keep saying last thing, but I keep seeing things that people were asking me. The other thing is about ArvCon. ArvCon is going to take place during Memorial Day weekend, which for us is going to be the third weekend of May. I believe it's either the 24th, 25th, 26th, or it's the 17th, 18th, 19th. I think it's the 24th, 25th, 26th. So that is when ArvCon will take place, but I will talk more about that when we get into late March, and then certainly in April, we'll start talking about that in gearing up for ArvCon. And the Kickstarter will be just for, that Kickstarter will just be the adventure, the Forbidden Library Adventures. But it's going to be pretty sweet, Kerflop, because it's going to be an adventure. It's going to be a part source book. There's going to be other contributors. Again, I can't wait to announce the details about this, but it's going to be pretty awesome, and I'm very excited for it. They're really going all out on it, and it's going to be great. I'm super excited. So, all right, that's the end of that. Enough of that talk and chatting, when what you folks really want to see is more Terry Tunes. That's what you all want to see. And so I'm going to unmute her. I'm going to unmute myself. And then last but not least, I'm going to head over there. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. And as you can see, Terry is already hard at work. Hi, Terry. How are you? How's life?
Hi. Yeah, I'm good. And stuff. Really, concentrating on this right now. Sorry.
No, that's good. That's good. I mean, that's what we're all here for, is all that kind of stuff.
What music are we listening to today?
Yes, I was just about to ask that. So, all right, chat. Everyone's like, more Terry. Exactly. That's what you want, is more Terry Tunes. Okay. Let's check this out. Oh God. Why do I have to? I open up my Firefox, and the first thing is one of those. You know how they have a list of recommended articles. So Politico, the one trait that predicts Trump fever. I'm like, that would be racism. Why do I have to read an article? Anyway.
Not necessarily. There are there are a lot of bigotries that you can get into.
It's bigotry, but it's bigotry is the point. It's not economic anxiety. It's bigotry. That's what it comes down to. Cool. All right. So soundtracks, people. Skyrim. Well, I'm thinking, do we want what I'm looking for is a barbarian game related soundtrack. So we've done Conan, the MMO or whatever before.
How about some Bavarian music, and then the yodeling started?
I think that would just at the right moment, right? Like he sees the lizards and then it doesn't quite fit. Conan the Barbarian film. No, see, it can't be film. It's got to be a game. It's got to be game, because that way.
Oh no, wait. We already had Age of Conan, or what it was called, right, last time.
Was there a Red Sonja game? It just says,
I would have heard of that, I think.
Yeah. So maybe
I know
not.
people really like to shit on that old movie, but I unironically love it. I mean, it's so trashy, but it's so fun.
It is. God of War. That's a good one, Kerflop. That's a good one. I dig it. Let us do the God of War soundtrack.
Okay, then tell me which one. Those watching, I can't hear the music that you are hearing, so I have to put it on myself.
Let us do the God of War PS4 complete soundtrack, the full OST. I already love it. It's guys with low voices going, oh, hey, oh. So this sounds perfect. It's like, this is exactly what you want.
Loud.
I need my own. What we need is, for these things, we need to hire a Samoan chorus, like a choir, like they did for Lord of the Rings. They can have the hut, this is hut, hut. That's what we need.
Well, I mean, if it's in your budget, I'm not gonna.
It's in my budget. You know how much is in my budget, and it's not nearly enough. Yeah, we did the Conan game, actually, Kilobyte. That's a good idea, but we did that already, I'm afraid. So that's fine. So we are good to go with this. Okay, so we, folks, are here with Sagard the Barbarian. Sagard has already defeated the Green Hydra, because that's what you do when you're a barbarian. But he is now dealing with the Fire Demon. And where we were last time was trying to track down information about this Fire Demon. And the Fire Demon was going to be this person that was going to be, you know, basically this creature that we're trying to destroy. The reason is because there are these creatures, these soulless zombies that are trying to bring back the heart of a truly brave man. As it says in the back of the book, that man is you, Sagard.
Oh, really?
And while you journey to the dark heart of the jungle, wherein lies the lost city, hordes of lifeless zombies are stalking you to fulfill their master's wish. You fight the battles, you make the choices, you take the chances. I love it. Yeah, Sagard the malnourished barbarian. Well, ours is not malnourished, you know. Okay, so I have to admit that I have been in the midst of dealing with this before, and I don't remember all of the details here, except that I think we already had the fight. I believe. I think we already fought these creatures. So
I don't remember anything. Did I miss out on a session?
No, because this was
I don't
from
remember any
January.
zombie.
It was early January, though, so I think it's been like almost 6 weeks, probably.
Oh, God.
Let's fight them
I'm just
again.
getting old and senile. That's my problem.
Let's fight them again, Kerfluff says. I think we shouldn't fight them again when we already fought them and defeated them once, I feel like. I have this save spot at number 48, and I think it's right after we defeated those. So here we go. So there were these... I do remember that there were these guys that you ran into, these Medigians, who had told you, had basically told us this awesome details about how to get to this place that we needed to get to, and then we befriended them, and then of course they stole our stuff, because that's what happens in these books when you befriend someone, is that they end up stealing your stuff, until you attack them, and then that turns out to be the kindly spirit that, you know, attacks you for your temerity, and, you know, typical. Would we get more XP gold treasure if we fought them again? I think not, and in fact, looking at it, I don't think there's any of that sort of happening. So here we go. Section 48, Falcon Gap. Now, I do...
Falcon Gap.
Falcon Gap. Falcon Gap. Okay, let me actually pull up the map here, because we are going to need this. Let's see.
Like the last thing I remember was something about we were like starting an army and then like traveling through a desert.
Yeah, that's right. That's kind of what we're doing, except I don't think it was a
Okay.
desert, but we are starting an army for sure.
And then like we ran into a guy and it was like, don't trust like any people you meet, and then we didn't trust him.
That's right. That's right. Don't trust. Yeah. In fact, we have a note about that, which is do not save the crumpled man. Shorty
yes.
says, but we did save him because we didn't trust Shorty, because Shorty was a punk, and it turned out that we were correct, that Shorty was indeed a punk. So that was the thing that actually mattered. Yeah, exactly. TNS. Trust no one, not even yourself. Yeah, exactly. All right. So I'm going to see if I can track down this map. I think it's interesting that I did a search for Sagard the Barbarian Fire Demon, and one of the pictures is a picture of me reading from Arvanaut Idol. I don't know. I guess Google thinks that I'm connected in some ways. All right, where did I find this? Because I know there is a map.
That can be bad though, like because like I used to do so much Baldur's Gate fan art back in the day. So now when you like Google for Baldur's Gate anything, at least like here in Germany, some of my really old drawings will pop up.
And you're kind of like, yeah, you're not.
Oh, these are so bad.
Well, you just need to do a lot more good Baldur's Gate fan art.
Well,
and then...
I did.
Well, see?
Like, that was like years after, you know? I had like a learning curve to, like, you know? I mean, it's not all great, but like, you know, some of the stuff I'm not embarrassed about, but like, yeah.
So you just basically need to go to a lot of these places, and you need to be like, you need to go to a lot of these places, and you need to be like, look, can you do me a favor, and can you not just do a bunch of takedown notices? You know, like, please take this down. Time to see what you barbarians are up to. Okay, I'm trying to track down this map, which I really do need. I'm not kidding. I really need this
how
map.
our muscles work, and I'm too lazy to look it up.
What's up, beautiful bear? Yeah, exactly, Ardeno. Okay, come on, man. Open up. Open this up. Aha! I think I found it. Okay. Get me that map. Again, I am saved by archive.org. Of course, I own this book, and have for a long time. Little did I know when I bought it 30 years ago that I would be using it under these circumstances. But okay. Lovely. Alrighty. Good.
Oh, we have a saying for that in German. Unverhofft kommt oft. Like, unexpected comes often, basically.
Ah.
Yeah.
I dig that. Okay, let's see.
I mean, it's just like the matter of truth, you know? It's like, yeah, a lot of things happen that you don't expect because you can't expect everything. So.
Oh, yeah. No, that's definitely true. Shatter, thank you so much, sir. Thank you, man. Thank you for the resub. What is up, Shatter? How you been, dude? How is life with you? How are life in the skies, in the friendly skies of Shatter Mage? There we go. That's my map. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so we right now are in Falcon Gap. So Falcon Gap is basically over to the left there. You can actually see it to the left of that palm tree. So that is currently where we are, and we may be going back to refer to this map again, which is why I need to pop that thing up. So you're going broke quickly, the expensive season. Dude, I got my my energy bill the other day, and I'm like, whoa. And I looked at compared to last year, and they listed as the reason that it was more expensive, changes in weather. I'm like, yeah, you think? This is what happens when you have, you know, ridiculous cold temperatures for like 10 days, and my house was working overtime. So, man, the cost, though. Okay, so here we go. Let us get into it, folks. We are here in Falcon Gap. Strange, and again, it's the barbarian narrator voice. Strange dreams of fiery hands and undead eyes trouble your sleep. When you awake, the Medigians, are gone, having helped themselves from your supplies. So much for the kinship of Northmen. However, if their advice was good, it was worth the food they took. Heading due east, you come upon Falcon Gap, nestled between two steep mountains. As the Medigians had told you, it was a gentle sloping pass which ends in the jungle. Your instincts tingle as you lead your men into Falcon Gap. The pass does not appear to be a product of nature. There is no overgrowth, as if it has been cleared by the hands of man. Midway through the path, a Tanzulin in your party shouts and points skyward. Swirling above you is a great swarm of what look to be gigantic birds. As they draw closer, though, you see they are not birds, but men wearing wings strapped to their backs. They're those dudes in Slay the Spire that say, my powers are unmatched. No, it's just me. Ambush, you shout, as a flurry of arrows rain down on your men. You were unscathed, but your men are not so fortunate. Yeah, we did this because I remember that we had to flip a bunch of times and we lost 2 men total, which could have been a lot worse. And by the way, we have right now, we've got 25 out of 25 stamina. We have 4 extra skill. We have 6 out of 60 experience, which I actually should be writing down there. XP. We've got 250 gold. And we have right now 23 debtors. So that's basically what our army is. We've got 23 people that are working with us.
Debtors? Is this Planescape?
Say again, what?
Is this Planescape?
No,
because
different.
You're talking about the debtors.
That's right. Oh, yeah. No, this one, it's debtors as opposed to dead-ers. But yes. Okay, the winged men drift slowly down to the ground, drop their false wings, and brandish spears. Attack them, you shout to your men. As you run to slay one of the winged men, a voice calls to you. Now, Ratikan fool, you know why few men know of the Kodakai. None live to tell of them. One of the Medigians from the night before stands high on the cliffside, far out of your reach. You and your surviving men must fight the 15 Kodakai, which we did already. Okay, so we fought this. We ended up winning in the way that I suggested, because I remember having read all of that. So we did end up winning, which is good. And that leads us to Section 57, Kodakai in the Dirt. Count the surviving men you have and enter the number on your status chart. Gain 3 experience marks plus 1 for each Kodakai you defeated in individual combat. Okay, well, we have 23. As far as each Kodakai, I don't have any remembering, so I'm going to say that we defeated 2 Kodakai in individual combat. I don't know if that's true, but I have no idea, so I'm just going to say that. Okay. Looking up, you see the 2 Medigian traders fleeing across a stone ledge high above you. Grabbing a Kodakai bow, you let loose 2 arrows, and the screaming projectiles, guided by your fury, find their marks. The Medigians stagger, then plummet off the ledge. As they fall, you look at them and very quietly say, "Suck it." I don't know if you do that. Descending the last leg of Falcon Gap, you and your men make camp at the fringe of the jungle. Regain 5 hit points. On the following morning, you lead your men into the primal, immortal jungle. Stepping along a muddy path, you feel watched by hungry, predatory eyes. Suddenly, you hear the cheesy 80s song, "Hungry Eyes." No. Whose eyes they are, you do not know, for the hushed, fertile jungle is nature's keeper of secrets. Anything could lurk behind any dense bush in the vast, steaming cauldron of gloom. By the way, I want to make a little writing note. You know that someone really, really wants to go overtime on the adjectives when every description involves literally 2 words to make it happen. So, you were watched by hungry eyes, not hungry eyes, hungry, predatory eyes. You're not in the hushed jungle, you're in the hushed, fertile jungle. You're not in the cauldron of gloom, you're in the vast, steaming cauldron of gloom. So we've always got extra commas, extra, words just to add to the thing. Okay.
Hey, Arf, your
Yes.
teachering is showing.
My teachering. I know, I know. I try not to do it too much, but you're right. I'm being far too pedantic, studious when I... Okay. So, all right. Let's flip the pages. So we're going to roll if we get an even number, not number. Okay, so we got a... that was a 9, so it's an odd number. Okay. Section 52. Section 52. Exactly, they got paid by the word. There you go, Ardnell, exactly. Section 52.
That's just when you need to hand in a paper of a set amount of words, right? If you just start putting in
I've
words
never
that are
seen
not
anything
needed.
like that. I've never had students ever do
Obviously
anything like
not.
that to me. Okay, Section 52, the Black Heart of the Jungle. Oh, this is going to be perfect for Terry. We were just talking about Terry's love for, metal music. This whole book is
what?
metal. The Black Heart of the
Oh,
Jungle.
yes.
Wouldn't the Black Heart of the Jungle be a name of an album / song?
There probably is that already.
I assume,
like 5
right?
times or something.
All right, so...
like there are a billion songs and album names called either Twilight of the God or a play on that. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
Every fucking band has a song or album with that name, you know?
The Twilight of the Gods. All right.
Yeah.
The Black Heart of the Jungle. The farther you go into the jungle, the more dense the flora gets. In places, there is no path at all, and your men hack at the exotic plants and trees with machetes. By late afternoon, you spot several abandoned huts in a clearing. They look like Gigna huts, Arutha informs you. Something must have driven them off. Surveying the scene, you are struck by the hush that has come over the jungle. It is deathly silent, except for a low hiss. Your men back into a circle, their hands on their weapons. Time passes. Dread engulfs you. To the south, you hear the rustling of bushes and an odd flicking sound. More time passes, and your men begin to mutter themselves in a tone that smacks of mutiny. You must never let them question your courage. You may either lead your men southeast, or investigate the strange noise. All right, chat, first vote of the day. Do we, what are we going to do? Do we lead the men southeast? Or investigate the strange noise?
You know, now that I mentioned that whole Twilight of the Gods thing, I really wish you were allowed to use music like that, because now I just have Twilight of the Thunder God playing in my head by Amon Amarth, which is such a good song. Oh my god, I love that song. Sorry.
Twilight of the Thunder God, I dig it.
Twilight of the Thunder God. I can't death growl, I'm sorry. I really wish I could, but no.
Let's see. Ooh, I just got a preview code note about Age of Wonders Planetfall. There's an upcoming Stri-Fi strategy game and series successor from Triumph Studios. Interesting.
Age of Wonders, that rings a bell.
The Age of Wonders Planetfall. Well, I actually never played
No,
the
just
original.
like Age of Wonders. I mean, wasn't that like? I mean, I might be like mixing something up here, but like ages ago, like at least like 10 years or so.
Yep.
Wasn't there like a game like that where you like could have dinosaurs and like steampunk things
Yep.
and stuff?
Yep.
Was
And the
that that?
and I played a little bit. I think there. But are you talking about the Age of Wonders? Because this is a sequel. There was an Age of Wonders by Paradox.
Yeah, that's why I'm wondering.
Yep.
That
There
is
was
that.
Age of Wonders. Yeah. And this one actually is. This says. In Age of Wonders Planetfall, players will explore the remnants of the Star Union, once a vast empire connecting thousands of worlds, but people left isolated and stranded following the collapse. Emerge from the cosmic dark age of a fallen galactic empire to build a new future. Yeah, here you go. From the militant vanguard to the dinosaur-riding Amazons and the cyborg zombies of the Assembly. Okay. Well, I'm in. Militant vanguard, dinosaur-riding Amazons, and cyborg zombies of the Assembly. I mean, you know. Look.
Yeah, I remember like back when that game came out, it was like kind of didn't sell well apparently.
Yeah.
So I'm really surprised to hear about that again because that sounds like something that would just like
That's why it took so long, you know. But the 4X thing is kind of niche sometimes. Like some people are not into that stuff, and I'm kind of up and down about it myself. So anyway, cool. All right, so we have currently 3 votes each for Lead the Men Southeast and Investigate the Strange Noise. So I'm going to last call this, and we need someone to break the tie. For those of you new to this, you guys get votes on this. So the majority vote rules for chat as we go through. Chat will also fight battles with the creatures in here. And I will preside over it while Terry does her amazing artwork of the various trouble issues that you guys get into, basically. What's up, Red Layer? How you doing? Okay, 5-4. Investigate the strange noise or lead the men southeast. All right. Almost. So going once. I already last called it. Going twice. Okay. We are going to investigate the strange noise. So you have chosen death. No, just kidding. All right. Section 5. The Creeper in the Gloom. Sword drawn, you creep slowly into the dense woods alone. Everywhere you turn, you think you see something moving in the shadows, but there is nothing. Suddenly, you hear a soft crunch next to you and wheel around. Far from the horrible beast you expected, you discover a small, checkered shrew munching on a banana. Lowering your sword, you let out a hearty laugh and call to your men. Come and see the terrible beast that caused us so much worry. Your men carefully venture into the wood. When they come within sight of you and the shrew, they are momentarily embarrassed by their cowardliness. The shrew lets out a soft squeak as you step softly toward it. Then, in the flick of an eye, a green blur shoots out of the woods and strikes the shrew. Jumping back, you realize that the shrew has been devoured by a giant python. Its uncoiled body is as thick as the trunk of an oak and looks over 30 feet long. Jesus. Its triangular head is nearly the size of your chest. You raise your sword. The python coils, preparing to strike. Its sensory tongue flicks like a bullwhip. Your men flee into the woods, which just shows you can't get good help from debtors these days. You must fight the python alone. Okay, so we have to flip the page to see who is going to get the first strike against this thing. If it's an even number, we get to attack first. If it's an odd number, the python does. Exactly, cowards. So we're looking for even. We're looking for even. And we got odd. Great work. Great work, Dice. Thanks. Okay, so the python's going to get to do this. All right, here we go. So we are level 4, but so unfortunately is the python. It sounds more like an anaconda. It is it's like a enormous python. It's the worst ever python. It is in fact a giant.
That's a genus, yes.
Yeah.
Worst ever python.
Pythonus gigantus. Okay. Let's
no,
see.
just like the worst ever is also part of it.
Oh yeah, no,
Like,
yeah.
what is that in Latin? Does anybody speak Latin?
Oh God, the worstest. No, that's clearly not it. I am not so much on the Latin. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
All Latin I know is from Asterix comics, so don't ask me.
Very nice, beautiful bear. You tried your best to make your energies even, but your guess is just too odd. I see what you did there. Yeah, he's polite enough to give the snake the first attack. Please, after you. Very kind of you. Okay.
Well, he does have a gentlemanly mustache, so.
That's true. I mean, he looks like a guy who's like, I will happily let people do what they want. All right, folks, so here we go. So what I need here is a person to roll the dice, and the way it's going to go is you're going to be rolling a 4-sided die, and you want the highest number possible. You want me, as the giant python, to be rolling the lowest number possible. The python's going to get the first strike. So I'm going to roll. And I got a 4. So that means I'm really doing my job by hitting you for 3 points of damage right off the bat. So good job by me. Okay, now it is Sagard's turn.
Toxic.
What's this again?
Are pythons toxic?
I don't think pythons are. I don't believe so. I think because aren't anacondas and pythons both constrict, right? Isn't that what it is? That pythons are
I
not?
have no idea. Like, I'm still trying to figure out what the difference between poison, toxic, and venomous is, because we don't make that difference in German. It's just all the same.
Yeah. They're all the same. Hey, what's up, Brahms? How you doing, man? Brahms, I got your information. I'll try to respond as soon as I can. I've just been super busy, but thank you for letting me know about that possibility, and I'll see what I can do. Okay, so I need someone to roll dice. Now, in the past, we have had Kilobyte rolling dice, and also Kerflop is willing to roll. Also, hi, Kooky Canuck. So, Kerflop, Kilobyte, it's up to you guys who wants to roll the dice. Just remember that all of your chances are relying on... just chat, remember that all of your chances relies on these people rolling dice, so no pressure. I'm just kidding. I'm sure people understand that it's just random chance and would never blame you if anything went wrong. Just one 4-sided die, Kilobyte. One 4-sided die. Python semper pessimus. Wow. Python semper pessimus.
That sounds actually pretty good.
Yeah. I am semper pessimus. Okay. All right. 3 points of damage. A good strike to begin with. Okay, now the giant python attacks. Rolls a 2 this time, so that's only 2 points of damage. All right. You were up. You were up with your next one kill. Lucathea, you settle down in your pliable, snug computer chair. A genial, bewhiskered streamer takes you on a stirring, whimsical adventure supported by an accomplished, innovative illuminator. That's what I'm talking about, Lucathea. That's the kind of stuff we want. That's awesome. Hey, we got the resub from Cloud Kingdom. Thank you so much, Cloud. Thank you, dude. Yes, this is Cloud Kingdom's overlay, of course, and he is the awesome person who did this overlay. Thank you so much, Cloud Kingdom. I appreciate it, dude. 17 months. I can't believe that we are actually... Someone has supported me, I think, for 19 or 20 months. We're only about 4 months away from 2 years since I reached affiliate status, which is really weird to me. Like,
aren't I on 19 months? Where do I check that?
Yeah, it's either 19 or 20 months, something like that. It should be the official stream description. Because I actually, as this April... I will have been streaming on Twitch for 7 years, which is so bizarre to me.
Is Twitch even that old already? Like,
I know. It was in fairness, I got to it about 1.5 years after it started. So it wasn't that long after it started, but still, like, so crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, and for me, it's always associated with Skyrim because that's how I first started getting into it, was watching someone playing Skyrim, and that was 2011. So.
Not Minecraft? Oh, that were the days.
Nope, not Minecraft. Though I did
nothing but
just
Minecraft.
Minecraft back in the day.
Yeah, I tried to get into that, but then, you know, I was too lazy to, like, figure out how to, like, set everything up.
Okay, on you go, Kilobyte. So you got a 3 and then a 2. Oh, you did 2. I'm sorry. So a 2 is going to be 2 points of damage. Okay, he will roll. Gets a 3. That means 3 points of damage from us. This python is deadly. Okay. Yeah, Scum and Villainy is cool. I agree, Brahms. Okay, next one, please, Kilobyte. Ah, there you go. That's the kind of magic I want to see. 4. Okay, 3 points of damage taken off him. All right. Now, I just need to calm down with my 3s and 4s. That's my problem. A 2. So that's going to take 2 points of damage off him. Okay, I also got a 2, so that means we only take 2 points damage off us. Another 2. He's down to 11. I got a 1. Ha-ha! So that means he only does 1 point of damage. Finally, I did worse. Another 2. Oh my god, suddenly you're Mr. Consistent. I got a 1 again. All right, now this is all evening out. 2, 2, 2. 3, I was going to say, is that key stuck? Or okay. Okay, 3 points of damage. Okay, he's down to 6. And another 1. I've rolled 3 1s in a row. Okay, I've made up for how well I was rolling early on. Yeah, the mobile Twitch app has improved significantly, but although I'm very happy with Streamlabs for their Streamlabs like broadcast app, I think is better than Twitch's, but Twitch's mobile app is better overall. 3, he got a 3, which means he's going to do 3 damage. But the good news is that 3 that Kilobyte rolled kills the Python. Phew, that was close. Okay, I like. They have a listing here of all the hit points, so when you get to the very end of it, 3, 2, 1, and then it has in parentheses, begin the book again. Like, that's the last choice. Okay, you have defeated the Python. Excuse me. Section 50, Snake Meat. The gigantic Python lies dead on the ground, slain by your sword. Gain 3 experience marks. Okay, I'll do that. Uruthu, in the guise of a male, steps up to you. You are a fierce man of great courage. Shrugging off the compliment, you order your men to cut up the snake and cook its meat, saying, "Perhaps the meat of a fierce beast will make you brave." As the men cuts the snake's skin, you wrap a length of it around your waist. Note this on the status chart. Aw yeah, we have got snake skin.
Oh, that reminds me of a thing that I realized the other week or day, whatever. Like, from when is that book that we are playing? Like,
This is, I think, 1986. Let me confirm.
that sounds about right, I guess. Like, because I noticed with like a lot
86,
of old
yeah.
movies
Yeah.
and stuff like from the 70s and 80s, you often like have the female protagonist who cross dresses.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever notice that?
Yeah, that is a good point.
Like Fantagiro, and then you have oh god, I don't know the English name of that one. It's like this old. It's like a traditional Christmas movie we have here, like called Drei Haselnüsse für Aschenbrödel.
Okay.
It's like this Soviet movie, like an adaptation of Cinderella, basically, where Cinderella cross-dresses half of the time. And it's like, yeah, there's like a trend there, and like usually she wins over the guy while dressed up as a guy.
Well, and I mean, that's pulling from, I mean, I just got done teaching Twelfth Night, and that obviously in Shakespeare, Viola dresses up as a man and ends up winning the love of this person she cares about as a man. And it's interesting because in both cases, they have to then, Shakespeare veers off at the last second, because what he was basically implying was that a woman could easily fall in love with a woman, but we can't have that in, 1502, so we have, or 1598, so we have to immediately be like, I mean, no, they're actually a woman and a man. It's fine. It's safe. It's okay. Because what he was implying was way ahead of his time at that point. So, so as far as the snake is concerned, you folks are right about this, because the snake's meat tastes good and fills you with strength. Regain 12 hit points. That is, would you eat the whole snake? Okay. As you finish eating, you hear footsteps and discover that you and your men are surrounded by extremely small, fierce men with painted faces, brandishing long spears. All right, now I have a picture of this. Let's see if I can actually provide said picture without the incumbent racism that is associated with many of these things. Let's see.
Yeah. Like, that's the thing I realized.
Yep. Okay. I think.
I mean, that's like how the whole like barbarian genre kind of was born, right? I mean.
Yeah. Well, Robert E. Howard, exactly.
I mean, like even like the term barbarian is like nothing else but like
Yep.
xenophobic. So.
Well, that's the thing. Like, and which is why they've done since then. They made him as absolutely white as possible, so as not to create any such,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, it is an issue. Okay, there we go. That's the picture, and I guess you folks can judge for yourselves. Your hand rushes instantly to your sword, but Uruthu stills your hand and begins speaking with the small men. Words fly back and forth between Uruthu and the tiny men. Finally, after a long exchange, you ask Uruthu what they are saying. They praise you for killing the snake, for it had driven them from their home. Is that all they said? The Gignas have a very inefficient language, she responds. As you prepare to leave, 10 tribesmen approach you, chattering away in their language. Turning to Uruthu, you ask what they said. They want to follow you and fight for you. They say that, oh my god, this word. All right, chat, I'm going to do the best I can. They say that Makamada Kamada Madakam Momatoma. I kid you not, that's what it is.
What did you just say about my mother?
Yeah, no, how dare you? Mak at ak at am ak momatoma. How many syllables is that? Mak at am at am ak mom at Toma. That is 17 syllables of word. Which is their name for Sandaul, is to the south and east of us, though none of them has ever seen it. Figuring they must know more than you know, and happy to have 10 new traveling companions, add 10 new men to the status chart. You take their advice. So we have now got 10 new men. That's right. We lost a few, but we gained the gigness. Yeah. Mama, 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 mama. Well, that was like, my dad used to do a little bit of work with Native American, I want to say it was Cherokee, but they have an analog language, and so they would basically add syllables together to create words. So there was a word that was, I'm never going to remember all of it, but it's something like...
Analog language? What does it mean?
Meaning that it's a language that builds syllable upon syllable and phoneme upon phoneme. So rather than having
like
multiple...
Japanese and Chinese.
Right. Instead of reassembling syllables in different combinations to create different words, you just have a concept represented by an extremely long set of syllables. So in this case, the word is Taho, Tahon, Keron, Saron, Taran, Kokweniki, which means the man who came and sold rabbits. Which, you know, it's not a very efficient system, because after a time, when you have to have like one particular word for every concept, that becomes a little bit more difficult. But yeah, so now you all know how to say badly the man who sold rabbits. And I want to say it was Cherokee, but I'm not 100% sure about that. But anyway, it was interesting. All right, so we have 10 men. That's what happens. You slay a snake, you get some snake meat, you get some new men. That's how this works. Okay, section 59, and now I can get rid of this picture and go back to Terry's amazing artwork. The Endless Trail. Leaving the Gigna village far behind, your party travels westward, passing south of a large lake on a winding mud path. The farther you get from the dark center of the jungle, the more sounds you hear. Monkeys chatter in the distance, brightly colored birds squawk for no apparent reason, and strange moans seem to come from nowhere. The Serpentine Trail eats up 2 gaze, regain 14 hit points. Hell yeah, we're back up to full again. Nice. In the afternoon of the 3rd day, you come to a fork in the path. You wish to go south, where there is rumored to be a Tenite trading post where you might be able to recruit more men, or continue onwards. So, should we go south to recruit more men, or keep going?
I am done with this drawing.
Yay! Awesome. Yes, that's true, that's true. And actually, I remember one of the code breakers had passed away not that long ago, and the Native American code breakers were literally foundational to defeating the Nazis in World War II. Literally, like, we would not have done it if it were not for Native American understanding of code breaking. Like, it's amazing. So, considering your men are cowards, I will recruit more. Yeah, there's a high turnover in our party, I think. So do we go south to recruit more men, or do we keep going in the direction that we're going, folks? Now is the time to get in your vote. And this amazing picture brought to you by Terry Toons and the torch. I love that light effect. That's a cool effect.
So what am I supposed to draw next?
Well, we might want to wait until we see what this next vote is, unless you feel like drawing a massive snake, which, you know, could have its own value.
I like drawing monsters and things.
So a battle against the massive python would probably be interesting. I have this image of the python being curled around him as you're sort of hammering away at them, but, you know, you are the artist. I'll allow you to.
Oh, I'm allowed to.
You'll allow you to decide. I will give you permission to. No. I imagine choking one another. That's funny. Like, he's choking the snake while the snake is choking him.
Oh, that's
pretty
good
fun.
one, yeah.
That's pretty funny, Cookie. I like that. All right, so it looks like people are looking to go south to recruit more men, but I will last call this just in case. I like the idea, too. We're such a mild barbarian. I feel like if that had happened to Conan, and it happened to Beowulf, so it's happened to the best hero, but if it had happened to Conan, do you think Conan would have been like, oh, perhaps next time you should have some snake meat? Wouldn't Conan be like, you, come here, punch you through the head. All right, the rest of you, I will punch you through the head if you abandon me again. Like, wouldn't he do something like that instead of being like, oh, you guys, you should really stop running away when I'm in trouble? Like, it's just like, what is this kinder, gentler barbarian nonsense?
We are the gentleman barbarian.
Yeah. Right. We're the respectful, chivalrous barbarian. Wears a top
The
hat.
famous archetype of the chivalrous barbarian, yes.
Like there was a choice between that and the Conan model, and we didn't win. Is sort of the answer to that. Like our model did not win that competition. Sagard needs a monocle. Yeah, with a top hat and a vest and a pocket watch. Okay. All right. I'm going to close the poll since it looks like everyone agrees we need to go south. So south we are going to go. Section 63, the Tenite Trading Post. As you trek southward, the air grows thick with both moisture and smoke. One of your men sniffs the air and lets out a scoffing sound. It is the smell of Tenites, he says, spitting onto the ground. For a moment, you wonder why the Tenites would have a trading post this far south, but the answer comes quickly. The snake-worshipping northerners must trade with the natives for slithering gods. The Yacians in your party, who are cowardly by nature, suggest that you turn back and you consider their advice. Do you want to turn back and take another trail to the Patuma River, or continue along this path? So, what should we do? Turn back and head river? Or keep going? What's it going to be? At least they're not afraid of snakes. I mean, maybe they are, right? Like, you do 10 nights run away. So what do we think? We're going to keep going in that direction? Right. That's right. We have no idea. Okay.
Who said that thing about like having them choke each other? Because I'm doing that now.
That's Kooky Canuck.
It was a very good idea, Kooky.
That's a good idea. Okay, last call on this. It looks like people are like, we're going to keep going. You know, turn around because of some cowardly Yadians. I'm probably completely butchering these names. Maybe it's Yatians. Y-A-T-I-A-N-S. Alright, it looks to me like Chad is very much in favor of continuing along. Although Kerflop isn't. Kerflop's like, get the hell out. And, okay. So, as you draw closer to the Tenite trading post, the normal drone of the jungle dies away, and the blood-sucking mosquitoes that have plagued you all but disappear. After stepping down a muddy path, you come to a scorched area where fires are lit by Zimbian slaves under the cruel lashes of Tenite slavers. As you cross the scorched area, which you now realize was intentionally burned to keep back the jungle and drive away bugs, you spy the trading post, which is a small Tenite fortress surrounded by a gray-brown moat and manned by Tenite archers. Reaching a small drawbridge which stretches over the reptile-infested moat and is barely wide enough to take a cart across, you come upon two Tenite guards wearing black leather and carrying sharp spears. Now, I just took a look at this to make sure. It says if you're wearing a python sash. Now, that is not what it told us to write down. It told us to write down snakeskin, but obviously we are wearing it around our waist, and it's a python skin, so we are wearing a python sash, but gotta be careful about this, peoples. Take a good look, sir, on the votes. What do you mean, Echo? The vote was... No, I know. I know not everyone is in favor of it. I get it. There were two people who were, like the Asians. Cowardly. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Okay, so we are indeed wearing a python sash, a snakeskin. Section 70, the speckled sash. I guess it's actually the specked sash. With typical Tenite hospitality, the Tenite guards ask you, "What do you want here?" "We wish to trade gold for men and supplies," you respond. "How much gold have you?" one of them brusquely asks. "That depends on how many men and supplies you have." "You are cagey like a Hitaxian, Radican. We will do no trading with you." However, as the guard speaks, another Tenite, dressed from head to foot in black snakeskin and wearing a cold silver diadem atop his head, steps to the door. "At ease, guards," he says with a regal accent. "You have something that is worth much more than gold to me, Radican. Your sash. Won't you come with me? Your friends should not mind waiting." He gestures for you to join him in the palace. As you step past the guards, they abruptly cross their swords in front of you. "You may not enter with your sword." "Without my sword, I will not enter at all," you respond, remembering past dealings with Tenites where your sword has saved your life. "Allow him to enter," the Tenite leader says. After entering the compound, you are led up a narrow stairway to an upper chamber which, in the Tenite fashion, is cold and barren save for iron chairs and a stained wooden table. "Let me examine the sash," the Tenite demands, his hands trembling with the thrill of a snakeskin so large. "I must see it is real." You remove the sash and hand it to the Tenite. "It is real. I killed the python in a Gigna village. The Gigna with me will testify to it." The snake worshipper rubs his hand over the spotted skin and his eyes glass over. Then he calmly looks over your shoulder and says, "He is yours now." Wheeling around, you spy two horrible creatures behind you. They wear tattered clothes and carry strange stick weapons. Their faces appear to be covered with a layer of dead skin, their hair is disheveled, and their eyes are those of the dead. They are zombies. As you jerk your sword from its sheath, you notice that the living dead creatures do not seem intent on killing you. Rather, they seem to want to jab you with their sticks. While the Tenite strokes his new possession, you must fight them. In this battle, you want to avoid being jabbed. You fight normally, but the zombies fight as follows. In each round of combat, flip for each zombie. If either of them flips a 4, you flip again. If he flips a second 4, you go to this section where obviously something bad happens. Now, the good news is that these zombies frankly suck. They are terrible, so we need to get rid of them quickly. This is a lot of trouble to go through just to get a snakeskin, you know? Okay, so we've got stamina 9. And 9. Okay. Alright, here we go, Kilobyte. Those stick jabbers. Alright, Kilobyte, let's take these guys down. Quickly.
When you started reading like the last bit with the zombies, it almost sounded like it was a bit from Half-Life Full Life Consequences.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Your reading tone. And it was zombies.
That is precisely the way that I try to speak doing this narration. Okay. Okay, so Kilobyte with the 2. With the 2, that will do 2 points of damage. Okay, they're going to flip twice. Well, the first one flipped 4, but then didn't the second time. The second one did not flip it, so that's good. Okay, now the next one is going to do 5. Okay, good. They didn't flip again. Okay, 1. A 1, huh? 4. Okay, and then let's see, 4. That is going to do 3 points of damage. Okay. Woo! Okay, again, they tried to stab you. All right, kill. So far, I'm up to the 4 that you did. So 2, all right. That will kill this guy off. He will flip once. All right, 3. Okay, you will flip again. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We got poked. We got poked twice, people. All right, Kilobyte, stop for a second. Images swirl around your head. It's called Breath of the Fire Demon. Images swirl around your head to the throbbing beat of voodoo drums. Opening your eyes, you discover that you are tied to a stake, minus your sword and any armor. Strangely, all your wounds are healed. In the unholy, flickering torchlight, you see the Ushadi for the first time and recoil in revulsion at the sight of a head of a Vanian, the feet of a Gyptic, the eyes of a Vulzar, the hands of a woman, and the torso of a heavily muscled Tenite. As he raises his arms, the field before him ripples, and gnarled hands struggle to dig themselves from their own graves. Desperately, you tug at your bonds, but only succeed in attracting the attention of 2 zombies, who turn to you with glowing yellow eyes and gray, fleshless mouths that seem to be fixed in permanent sardonic grins. In moments, the fire demon rises to his full height and speaks with the sorcerer in the language of the underworld. The sorcerer then turns and spits out an order to the 2 zombies. The zombies cut your bonds and lead you toward the flame. In a desperate measure, you throw the 2 zombies aside and charge the sorcerer. This will be the most desperate battle you have ever fought, for you must depend on good fortune. Together, Ushadi and the demon can easily destroy you. However, the demon, in his fit of rage, may not be accurate with his blows and will hesitate to strike if you are too close to the Ushadi. And it says, turn to the page to see how this combat wins. Okay. At the beginning of every combat round, you flip to see if the demon fights. He fights only on flips of 4. If he fights, you flip the pages to see whom he will strike. If you flip a 1, he'll strike the sorcerer, 2 or 3 strikes you, and a 4 he'll hit both of you. Then flip to see how much damage he does. As you have no weapon, you fight 1 level lower than your present level. Stats for level 3 are included. If you have any special non-weapon items from this or other books, you may need them in this fight. Actually, we do have these Kuzar stars, guys. So remember that we have these throwing stars that we were saving? We can throw up to 2 of them per turn, and they do 4 points of damage per hit. So I'm thinking that we may want to use this against this Ushadi, who is level 6, by the way. So I'm guessing that that might be the case. Should we, like... Chat, does chat want us to use the stars since we can't use the broadsword? What do you think? I mean, this feels like... Gonna ninja that twerp? Yeah, like... It feels to me like this is the moment. Level 6. Jeez. Whew. Alright, we're going to see what we're going to do here. Okay, so we are going to flip. So what I need us to do that is we're going to do 2 per turn. So, Kilobyte, I need you to flip, to roll twice. We do not want 4s. So at the beginning of every combat round, we flip. So we actually, hold on a second. Don't do what I just said. I roll first to see if the demon fights. He does not fight this round. Okay. So now it is our turn. So now, Kilobyte, I need you to roll twice. We don't want 4s. We want anything other than a 4. It's just went from Sagard to Shinobi. Pretty much. That's what happens when we got poked by those sticks and went into this bizarro dream.
It's just a dream!
It's just a dream! Yeah, we want 1, 2s, or 3s. Kill. Yeah, no pressure. Exactly. It's fine. It's totally fine. 4 and 1. Ah, not 4. Okay, so we did 4 points of damage. Wait a minute. What was he at to start with? 22. That's right. So 18. All right. So we've got 4 Kuzar stars left. If a 4 is rolled, it's no damage. Oh, no, except when a 1 is rolled. I'm sorry. We want 4. I'm sorry. We don't want 1s. So the 1 meant that we missed on the 1. So that's my bad. So we hit on everything but a 1. So we hit him once, and now he is going to get a chance to attack us with his crazy damage. All right, 2 means he's going to do 3 points of damage. Okay. 5 or 41. Okay, now, next round, first, does the demon roll? Does the demon fight? He does not. Okay, so now you flip. You roll twice again, Kill, and we're looking for not 1s. We do have a couple of healing options here if need be. We have a Spirit Luck we can use if we need it, and this Ambroth, which will give us 5 hit points. So we have some healing benefits. 2 and 3. Okay, so we hit him twice. So that means it does 8 points of damage total. I like that. We're down to 2 Kuzar stars. Okay, now he rolls. He's going to get a 4, which means we're going to take 5 points of damage. Ouch. All right. Now, so that means we're at 18. Oh, no, this is right. Okay. All right, now let's see. The demon. Does the demon fight? The demon finally is going to fight. Okay, that's a problem. So the demon is going to fight. Now we're going to see what he rolls. Go for a 1. No, he hits both of us. So let's see how much damage he does. Oh my god. He did 7 points of damage to each of us. Yeesh. So we're down to 10 damage. Okay, now now you flip again. We actually could kill him off because of that, because he hit both of us. Was that a 1 and a 3? We just got our butts saved by those Kuzar stars, folks. We just got our butts saved by that. Holy cow. Good job. We defeated him.
Hey.
Section 89, defeating the Ushadi. Death swarming about you. You grab Ushadi's dagger and stab him. He lets out a scream which rings out through the jungle, then dies. A terrible glow surrounds his body and you step back in horror. Smoke pours from his eyes, nose, and ears. He burns from the inside. Finally, when the evil within him is consumed, the outer shell of his body bursts into flame like parchment and he is gone. His master destroyed, the smoke demon silently shrinks to a small candle flame and finally extinguishes. Gain 4 experience marks. I don't know how anyone ever levels up to 60 like that. How is this possible? Anyway, you now hold Ushadi's magic dagger. It will do 6 points of damage in the first combat round you use it. Wow. 5 points the next time, then 4, 3, 2, 1, and finally it is useless. You may also use it once on any opponent level 4 or lower and destroy him, but if you use it this way, the weapon is finished forever. Damn! Well, that was a good use of those Kuzar stars. We needed that big time. Okay, so the magic dagger does 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, then useless. Or destroy any level level 4 or below once only. Okay, there we go. Yeah, basically. I mean, that's more or less the case. Yeah, those stars really saved us, because we would have been in trouble, like with the demon and the Ushadi. Oh man. Okay. So, then you are struck by a horrifying realization. Uruthu is gone. Sifting through the Ushadi's ashes, you find the pendant he wore about his neck and pick it up. It is still warm to the touch as you put it about your own neck. Seeing the pendants, the zombies drop to their knees. We have a zombie pendant, guys! We control zombies!
Hey.
Okay. Zombie, I'm going to even write it in as dat.
Make us a necromancer.
Dat zombie pendant. No, it makes us a barbarian, Terry. All right, doesn't matter what we do. We don't use this foul magic. We took the enemy's things and used them. It's our men, you know. Look, at least these ones won't run away. Okay, like at least these ones will stay here. Lead me into Sanda Ul, you command the amassed throng. Slowly, the zombies rise and silently walk into the night, and you follow them. This is awesome. This has everything you could want. We are literally being led by a mass of zombies to a jungle temple. Sign me up. Like, this is what it's about. When you reach the haunted city, a most startling event occurs. Misty warriors stand high on the parapets. They begin to descend as if upon an invisible staircase, merging their disembodied spirits with the zombies' dispirited bodies and creating whole people. Though you place no faith in southern magic, you cannot help but be dazzled by the transformation as the spirits inhabit bodies. Intelligence and spirit fill the zombies' eyes, and shortly they step as one to the great gate of the city and throw open the door. Thus you enter the lost city of Sanda Ul!
Dun, dun, dun.
The inner city is an extraordinary monument. Awe fills your bones as you stand before the immense statue of an ancient king. Stepping down the straight marble streets, you move confidently, unafraid of things long dead. The great slabs of bone-hewed stones which pave the empty streets are covered with creeping and small plants, but here and there the attacking vegetation has failed to engulf the street. Sagard the Barbarian, yes, exactly. Progress through the deserted, dead metropolis is quite easy, though a shiver creeps from spine to neck as you observe empty doorways and windows which gape darkly like the magnified mouths and eye holes of moss-grown skulls. Near the center of the city stands a great pyramid of amazing size and design. This music is great for this, by the way. Instead of granite cubes, the fragile-looking structure appears to have been built entirely of intricately carved figurines sculpted from solid rock. The base is supported by elephants, and on their shoulders stand lions, upon which stand monkeys, and so on with lizards and birds. And finally, at the apex, there stands the statue of a man. Though probably the work of a twisted megalomaniac, Sanda Ul fills you with awe. By design, it appears Gundanese or Chardonnese, but how or why would those people have crossed half the world to build it? Slowly, the sun begins to rise over the great city. I can't wait to read you folks these next two sentences. And the ghost zombie people have been cutting away the overgrowth. Watching them, you name them. You name the ghost zombies. Go zombies. I'm not joking. It actually says, go zombies. Because you are truly innovative, Sagard the Barbarian. They are ghosts and zombies, so I shall call them go zombies.
Go zombies!
It literally is GHOZOM. Oh, God. As the sky, I guess it's better than calling them zombost or something. As the sky goes bright, you climb the Great Pyramid and survey the amazing network of streets, temples, homes, and other smaller buildings whose function you can only guess. One day, this was a great civilization. One day, it shall be again. Your name shall go down in its history as its new first king after millennia of deathly slumber. Go zombie! Go zombies. Section 22. Terror in Sanda Ul. After defeating Ushadi and uniting the spiritless zombies with the ghosts of Sanda Ul, you become the first potentate of the lost city in centuries. Though most men aspire to kingship... Now get ready. Now I'll ask Terry will understand this. Now Terry, a real barbarian, when given the chance to be a king, what's the real barbarian's response?
He's got to ask, like, who do I need to kill?
That's
for that?
true.
Yeah.
And do they ever, like, enjoy the job?
No. Oh, God, no.
They're always bored, right? Like, that's
Yeah.
Okay. So, though most men aspire to kingship, you are not most men. You are a barbarian, and the life of a civilized dandy filled with pomp and perfumes is worse torture than any enemy could have created for you. And you are filled with loneliness, for Aruthu, your only true friend in the jungle, cannot share the throne with you. Fortunately, adventure seems to seek you out. One night, as you toss and turn with fitful dreams of the fire demon, I'm going to assume that we're back up to maximum here, I'm guessing. You awaken to a pounding on the door. Lord Sagard, arise, says a familiar voice from the other side of the door. Rising from bed, you see that the Ushadi's pendant smolders in the cold light of the moon. Then you open the door, and there stands Aruthu. There's no time for greeting. Look! And she points behind you. As you turn, you hear a blood-curdling scream from outside and dash to your window. First disbelief and then horror sees you as, looming over the wall of the palace courtyard, is the fire demon, threatening to reduce the city to charred ash. Seeing the deadly ferocity of your antagonist, you have two options. 1. You and Aruthu may fight the demon in normal combat. Or 2. You and Aruthu may attempt to shatter the pendant while the demon strikes at you. So, do we fight the demon or do we shatter the pendant, chat? Let's see here.
Wait, the zombie pendant.
The zombie pendant, yeah. Otherwise, we have to fight the massive 30 feet high demon. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we are a barbarian, so we of course got to go for the, like, more glorious battle, right?
Well, I don't know. Would we do that, or would we attack? Would we destroy the pendant because it's magic, godless magic that we would hate?
Yes, both.
Because I don't know. I could see it going either way. She has her own Sonya. Yeah, I mean, like, it's tough. Like, I understand that, but I also think we'd just be like, by Crom, destroy the magic death thing. I don't know. I could see these going either way. I think that I think we actually skipped a bunch of, like, what we were going through by accident. And just because I think what happened was we got hit by the zombies, we get taken to that place, and then we have to fight the zombies there. But because we had those awesome magic stars, we got lucky, basically, so that they were sitting right there, and so I think we got lucky, actually, because of the way that things broke down. And this is, remember, also, this is the beautiful Aruthu. I mean, this is about, the barbarian needs the whole incredibly beautiful queen. That's part of the barbarian code. Conan would destroy the amulet. Yeah, I mean, I also understand the value of fighting the fire demon, but I could see that. It wasn't like he's like, fight the flame demon or run screaming like a little child into the jungle. Like, that obviously is not what he would do. All right, I'm going to last call this. Last call. Yeah. That's true. Coward's toy for those who do not trust their own steel. I dig it, Aranel. Okay, so we're going to try to shatter the pendant, is the will of chat. All right, let's see what happens. Section 92. Fighting to shatter the ruby pendant. As the fire demon bursts into your chamber, you and Aruthu realize there is no escape. Either you or the fire demon soon shall see your last in this earthly realm. While you try to shatter the pendant, the demon attacks you. The demon strikes first in this order. The first round, he attacks Aruthu. The next round, he attacks you. Then both you and Aruthu attempt to shatter the pendant. This continues until you or the demon is finished. All right, so the first round, so he strikes first. So, let's see. All right, so the fire demon, who has a skill. It doesn't even say what his skill is, but yeah. Okay, so first of all, the demon attacks first. It's going to attack Aruthu. He rolls a 3. That does 6 points of damage to Aruthu. All right, that means that I'm going to put her skill. Actually, her not skill. She has no skill, just stamina apparently. Which, take that however you like. Okay. I don't know what that means at all. All right.
Why?
I don't know. It was just sitting there, just sitting there, and I had to just kick it in the goal. All right.
I'll not comment on this any further.
All right. Okay. So now Sagard. So what we need to do here is Sagard, Kilobyte. You need to roll a 4. Followed by a 3 or 4. So we need a 4 and then a 3 or 4. So we're going to start, you roll once, and then after that he's going to attack again. So you need to roll a 4 first and then a 3 or 4. So let's see what we got. So we will see here what Kilobytes gets. We're looking for, he gets a 2. Okay, so that does not do it. So now the demon is going to attack us next. And he is going to do 6 points of damage to us. Damn. Okay, here we go. Once again, we're looking for that 4. Oh, and also she got hit that first time. Four. Okay. Now here we go, chat. We need a 3 or a 4. Need a 3 or a 4. 50% shot here. 3 or 4. 3! He shatters. He brings it down upon the pendant. Smash. All right. Let's see. So, the demon is finished. What does that mean? Go to section 94. Okay. The curse of Ushadi. As the sweat and blood course down your body, you tend to the wounds of both yourself and Aruthu. Gain experience. 8 experience marks. Sagard, I fear you were not cut out to be a king, Aruthu says. You let out half a smile, acknowledging the truth, and Aruthu continues, her beautiful eyes flashing in the moonlight. Will you journey south with me? She goes on. A crown awaits me in the Mombato Empire. I am a princess, soon to become queen. Queen? And who is your king? I have none. My empire is a matriarchy. Women rule. That is why we live in peace. Peace, you mutter. Bah! Nevertheless, I will accompany you gladly, my friend. Yeah, my friend. You reply, as long as the crown is bound for your head and not mine, a pox on the life of a monarch. But if that is the curse you desire, with that you grab your belongings, including the crown jewels of Sanda Ul, add 5,750 gold pieces to your status chart. What? Okay, so that means that we're now up to 6,000 gold. And you and Aruthu jaunt off to the south to claim a new empire. We did it, people! That was that was way faster than I think I expected it to be, because we jumped over half the book because we got stabbed by the zombies, but then we miraculously beat the guy before we were supposed to because of the stars. So we did it! Sagard the Barbarian is successful. 6,000 gold. He has the love of the beautiful Aruthu, who just happens to be a princess, conveniently. The way things go down.
Cross-dressing princesses. What did I say in the beginning?
Right.
Like earlier
That's
about
right,
cross-dressing princesses, you know?
That's right. So, man. All right. Well, because that happened, and it's only, we still have another hour and 15 minutes left. Because that happened, I think that we probably should move on to the next book. So while Terry's finishing this up, I'm going to see if I can get us, I wasn't really ready for this today, but I will see if I can get us geared up for Sherlock Holmes, because chat's going to have to decide what it is that we're doing of the Sherlock Holmes stuff. So, also, I love this drawing. It's hilarious. All right, give me a sec to get this book. Okay. Sorry about that. There's 3. Whew, okay. Yeah, that was super fast. I know. Well, again, like, I was looking at it, I'm like, that looks like we just defeated the High Priest. And I was like, and then all of a sudden we're ruling the city? I'm like, wait. But that was the section, and I think it's just because we jumped over that whole section. Like, the opening of that book ran a lot more slowly than the end. I wonder if they were just kind of like, hand wave, and then something happened and we win and yay. Like, I wonder if he wasn't. So, okay. Here we go. So we have 3 choices here, folks, and I'm just looking at some of the prices of these. It's pretty cool. Okay. Oh my god, this is going to be interesting. We may have to do more theater of the mind with this. I'll try to put what I can into this thing, but we'll see. All right, here we go. So we have 3 choices. Now, my suggestion would be that we start with book 1, which is, book 1 is Murder at the Diogenes Club. And I think we probably should start with that, just because I think, you know, we haven't done these books before. So, okay. So, first of all, Murder at the Diogenes Club. All right. Sherlock Holmes, who I am unapologetically a fanboy of Sherlock Holmes. I love the Sherlock Holmes stuff. Okay. So let us. So we're going to reset all of this. Okay. So let's see. All right. So what we need to do, folks, is we need to actually choose. We need to choose a name. So we are not Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes actually can help us in this adventure, but we are not Sherlock Holmes. So I need nominations for names. Now this needs to be. Go ahead.
Can I make a request?
Sure.
Can it be a female character?
Yes, I agree with this. I agree with this. The last female character we had was like 5 books ago. So yes, I agree with that. For the Star Strider, right?
Yeah, it was like the science fiction one.
Yeah. I agree entirely. That's a good idea. Yes, female character. So we need a female
I have
voice.
ideas for costumes.
Okay.
Clothes.
No, I agree. This is a good idea. So it should be a female character, and we need a full Victorian-ish name. So Brian Boomhauser is not going to get the job done, Echo, because Boomhauser is not Victorian. Think about Sherlock Holmesy, right? And we're looking for a female character. So give me a female character, and Kerflop
Like
says
an
to tell you that he loves a
aristocrat
picture.
Or something, right?
Hyacinth Bucket. There you see. That's yes. That's more what we're looking for.
Is that a flower?
Yes.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Hyacinth is a bucket. Hyacinth Bucket. I like that. Give me some other nominations. Only one per person, please. Hyacinth Bucket. Lorraine McCarthy. Yeah, see? All right. Agatha Ferngull. Ooh, I love it. These are great.
Yes, they are.
All right, what else have we got? Oh, it's pronounced bouquet. Hyacinth Bouquet. No, I haven't seen that. It's bouquet. Chelsea McArrows.
But
That-
you spelled bouquet differently, right?
It's not bad. Okay, I need 2 more. I have not seen that show. Okay, Hyacinth Bouquet, Lorraine McCarthy, Agatha Ferngull, Chelsea McArrows. Do I have 2 more? I like how we're deciding this as we're wrapping up this last picture. So it's just this. We're talking about these names while like Sagard is choking the python to death. Oh man.
Or is it the other way around?
Oh yeah. Who is choking whom? Okay, Dottie Shackley.
Oh, that's a cute name.
I like that.
Dottie.
Good one, Aerith. Okay, one more. One more. These are all good. I'm very proud of you, chat. Once we left behind the unfortunate Boomhauser. Ooh, Lady Abigail Esterhazy Smith. Oh, damn. Oh, Lady Abigail Esterhazy. And it's hyphenated. Oh, and Smith with a Y. Oh, that's good. That is really good. Okay, so we have the choices. Here we go. Hyacinth Bouquet, Lorraine McCarthy, Agatha Ferngull, Chelsea McArrows, Dottie Shackley, Lady Abigail Esterhazy Smith. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this. We're going to basically do 3 rounds of this. The top 3 vote getters will move on to the next round, and then the top 2 vote getters will move on to the final round, and then we'll vote there. So you're voting now for one of these. So the top 3 will move on. We have votes for Chelsea McArrows and Lady Abigail Esterhazy Smith. We have another vote for Lady Abigail Esterhazy Smith. Lady Abigail Esterhazy Smith is going to be hard. That's going to be difficult to take down. I do happen to like Agatha Ferngull, but all of them are good. I really do. I like all of these. These are all good.
Yes, they are.
Bouquet is actually Bucket, but she's pompous. No, I dig it. That's fine. What show is this that you guys are talking about, though? Man, Lady Abigail Esterhazy Smith is running away with things.
And like every time her name is mentioned, you have to say the full name. Remember that. Art.
Exactly. You step for the welcome, Lady Abigail Esterhazy Smith. Yes. McArrows.
We need to like add on like different titles and do like a Khaleesi thing, right? Where you always have to say the full title.
Yep. Lady Abigail Esterhazy Smith III of the Corinthian clan group association.
Mother of Dragons.
Mother of Dragons. Yeah, right. And then just Mother of Dragons.
Breaker of Chains.
Homeric epithet, Homeric epithet, Homeric epithet. Okay, so that was the last of the God of War soundtrack. Good stuff. All right. Also, chat, while you're making your votes, also give me a good Victorian game OST. So, Sherlock Holmesy.
Well,
type
I mean,
game.
there are a bunch of Sherlock Holmes games.
Yeah, no, I guess that's true. I don't know if any of them have memorable.
Yeah, I wouldn't know either.
The Sherlock
Other than
Holmes.
that, like, I'm trying to think, like, general, like, Victorian-inspired games. Like, for example, Bioshock and... oh god, what was that one game called again? I forgot the name. Where, like, you have the dude with a tattooed hand. And it's like a predecessor, very much inspired by the Thief games.
You mean Assassin's Creed, do you?
No. God, no.
Oh, Dishonored. You're talking about Dishonored.
Dishonored,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
that one.
I was like, what? Oh, yeah.
But that one is, like, very inspired, right?
That is true. And that's a really good one, Beautiful Bear. I forgot about that. The Arcanum soundtrack. Arcanum is perfect for this.
Oh, yes.
Yep. Good call. It's a great game. I streamed that way back in the day, and it was a pain to get it running, but it was worth it. Good game.
Good grammar and spelling.
Let me just get off the stupid commercial. Okay. And yes, Dishonored is great. That's true. I mean, like, frankly, you could just say Dishonored is great completely, and I'd be happy with... You don't have to say anything else to that sentence. I love Dishonored. Still, to my argument, Lamplight City is not receiving as much love. Yeah, Lamplight City's cool. I like Dishonored. Honestly, I think that one of the best game, like, world building in a game I've ever seen is in Dishonored. I think Dunwall is an unbelievably well designed world. It just it just drips with place. It's just so good. Oh man, really good stuff. Okay, so all right, guys, I see everyone really loves Lady Abigail Esterhazy Smith. But so as not to jump to the summary judgment, I do want to make sure that we have a couple of other votes here. So we've got these other ones. Do I have a vote for anyone else in this group? Oh, nice, Cookie Canuck. That's awesome. It doesn't mean you need to change your vote. I just mean, is there anyone who wants to do that? Because, like... Agatha Ferngull? Okay. Because I want to make sure that we have, like, an actual competition. I may not do the top 3. I may just do the top 2, because it seems pretty clear chat loves this. Okay. Agatha Ferngull and Lady Abigail Esterhazy Smith. Also, let me know, guys, if the volume is too loud or not. You need to play it. It's great. Arcanum is great. It's great. You need to make sure you install the mods. There are a couple of patches, fan patches, that were released to fix it because there were some bug problems with it. After that, though, game's got so much great stuff going on with it. Okay, so we're gonna close that poll, and good. Let's try this again. So
Arcanum by the same guys who made Vampire the Masquerade.
I don't remember that. They're by I think it's by some of the same people that might have worked on Temple of Elemental Evil, though, although I don't remember 100% sure. Let me double check. I thought it was like a Russian-sounding company, and I can't remember now. Arcanum. Okay. Yeah, it was developed by Troika.
Yeah. It sounds Russian to you? Okay.
Troika? Yeah. Troika doesn't sound Russian to you?
No. But
sounds Russian to me. But you're right. Yeah, it was Vampire the Masquerade. Troika, a Russian vehicle pulled by a team of 3 horses. I thought so.
Huh.
Ha!
Fine.
Oh, man. See, Troika is a Russian word. Yeah, see? There you go. This is what happens. You ask a German, they're like, I don't know.
I mean, that sounds almost Finnish, actually, when you say
That's
it
always
like that.
Finnish. Okay, that sounds good, Kilbite. The Bear Hacker Collective. Okay. Yeah, it was made by Troika. You need to redo Arcanum.
Oh, I need to turn on the music, actually. So we are listening to the Arcanum.
Oh, you said you need to play Dishonored. Okay, I see what you're saying, Brahms. That also was great, and also definitely worth it. Yeah, we're listening to Arcanum. We're listening to the Arcanum of Steamworks and Magic Obscura soundtrack. Okay.
I still need to play that too. Like, I bought it like years ago in a GOG sale.
You haven't played Arcanum?
No, I know
Oh,
that's like kind of sounds really weird when
I
it's
think
coming
you
from
would
me,
like it
right?
a lot. Yeah, I think you would like it a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, again, you got to stick with it for a little while, but it's so good when it gets going.
Yeah, like I'm assuming it has like some of the same stuff, like not same, but like feelings wise.
Yes. Great
like,
depth to it.
Tournament,
Yes.
like takes a while to pick up speed, but then it doesn't let you go.
Exactly. And there's great sense of choice, and also I can't explain why, but the only ever time I felt like a game took my choices as seriously as this one does was in Mass Effect 1 and 2. Not 3, because we had, although I still think 3 was not as bad as people thought, but 3 definitely didn't take my choices as seriously. But 1 and 2 did. The other game that was like that was this one. The choices I made for my character really mattered in that game. So, yeah, I loved Arcanum. What's up, Hatnix? How you doing? Okay, so we've got so the choices are, the top names for our detective is Lady Abigail Esterhazy Smith and Agatha Ferngul.
I am looking forward to just like you doing like very, very bad British accents in this
How
playthrough.
do you know they're going to be really bad? That's really it's so unfair.
No, because like you do the bad on purpose, right? When you do a British accent, you need to do it badly, right?
You mean you want me to do it badly? I see. Sure, that's what you meant. Speaking of Troika, there's a new TTRPG that would be good for the channel. You send me some info. Yeah, sign me up, man. Definitely send it along. Yeah, I'm continuing to try to develop more and more, like we're doing with Emberwind now. I want to increase that. I want the channel to be basically up and running more often without me having to be doing it, because I'm maxed out myself, but I want the channel to have more content. So I'm trying to broaden that. That's why Emberwind is there. That's why we're trying to get the Clay That Woke going. So I want that to be happening more often. So, in fact, if anyone ever wanted to run, I shouldn't say if anyone, let me rephrase. It would have to be someone I'd have to work with and talk about, because I can't just say, oh, sure, I'll do it, and then immediately someone jumps on board. But if people had tabletop experience, role-playing experience, and knew about people that were interested in GMing like a Sherlock Holmes-style game, that would also be interesting. I'd love to play in it, but I can't. I wouldn't have the time, but I could definitely, other people might be interested in it. So I'm looking to broaden that out over time. Okay, so Abigail Esterhazy Smith has the current lead over Agatha Ferngul.
I think I'm done with this one. Like, I'm gonna cut down on the details because that game is done. So.
Awesome. Look at that. The fact that neither one of them is looking at the other is like they're just looking off to the side, like this sucks. We're being choked, as if they're not doing it to each other. Oh man, so funny.
Thank you.
I love it.
Like it.
Yeah. So you did that one, and then show the other one that you did today.
Oh yes. That would be this one. Just like that was the one I started before.
Nice.
So
with the torch seeing through it. That's really cool. Yeah, I really like the way that Sagard, I think, came out really nicely in these two that we did. This was a good little.
This one was like inspired by the maze one.
Mm-hmm.
We did like 2 sessions ago, I think.
Right.
We went through that maze and we had to like figure out.
That was at the end of the Green Hydra. Yep. And yeah, it was interesting. Like, both of those books had some interesting ideas. I feel like the Fire Demon didn't really follow through on it. I think the Fire Demon had a really good idea that it just kind of bailed on, but the Green Hydra was sort of stuck with it, so it was neat. Cool. All right. So, again, last call on this, folks. Last call. I think this is the first time we've ever ended one and started another in the same session. Also, the other interesting thing about this, as we're listening to it, the entire soundtrack is just I think it's a string quartet, and that's it. There's no other orchestra, there's no other drums, there's sound effects here and there, but not in the music. It's just the string quartet, which is, I think, kind of cool. Oh man, I'm gonna have to, I may have to call out to some of my brilliant programmers here, because the design of this book is very, very different than what the adventure books do. Like, we could play around with the Sagard ones, and, Lone Wolf obviously had a different setup anyway, but these were designed for the fighting fantasy books, and this is very different. Like, there's a whole sheet for, like, deductions and clues. I guess we can probably make some of it fit, but it'll be an interesting experience to see how this works. Okay.
Is it like set how old, just about how old our character is gonna be?
I don't believe so. I don't think we know. Although, I feel I don't know whether it would be whether it's sort of a Miss Marple, Agatha Christie type who's older, or if it's kind of a young socialite who's like really intelligent, but no one takes her seriously because she's a socialite and she needs to prove that, I could see either one of those.
Okay. So it's not like fixed by the game.
No, I don't think so. Nope.
Just need to make sure that I don't make her look like any of my other characters. Like I have, because like I always go like way out with like my own player characters for all the things, and I have like basically this whole headcanon thing going on where I like kind of tie together the plots of Icewind Dale 2, Neverwinter Nights 2, and the Baldur's Gate series.
Okay.
By having my Neverwinter Nights 2 character and one of my Baldur's Gate characters being the granddaughters of my Icewind Dale 1 main character, who is this like kind of Victorian-inspired Lolita Archmage type of person.
I like how you just keep adding things. Lolita,
Yeah.
Archmage, thing. I'm like, wow. That's
So
pretty-
when you said we were gonna do Sherlock Holmes, I was like, okay, yeah, perfect.
yeah, that kind of sets up.
Like
yeah,
I
for
need to
sure.
make sure that like this character doesn't look too much like that character.
I see, yeah, and definitely not like the character we had for the Star one, because that would not. She was awesome, but I don't think that would fit quite the Victorian feel that we're looking for in this one. Okay, the winner
Say
is.
not buzzcuts. Flat tops aren't Victorian.
Yeah, I know, not so much, and definitely Lady Abigail Esterhazy Smith. I felt like that when the minute I heard that, saw that name, I'm like, yeah, that's probably gonna win, I think, because that's just too good. Okay, so let's make this. Seriously, go here. Holmes. Not Digones, Diogenes Club. And it's February 19th, 2019. Okay, lovely. Okay, so here we go. Here's the new system. So, the game book describes hazards, situations, and locations that may be encountered during your adventures. As you read the text sections, you will be given choices as to what actions you may take. What text section you read will depend on the directions in the text and whether the actions you attempt succeed or fail, blah, blah, blah. Picking a number is using 2 6-sided dice, so that's pretty much standard. Information, clues, and solving the mystery. During play, you will discover certain clues, e.g. a footprint, murder weapon, a newspaper article, and make certain decisions and deductions, e.g. you decide to follow someone, you deduce that the butler did it. Often the text will instruct you to do one of the following. Check clue XX, or check decision XX, or check deduction XX. XX is a letter for clues and a number for decisions and deductions. When this occurs, check the appropriate box on the clue record sheets found at the beginning of the book. You should also record the information gained and note the text section number on the line next to the box. And then there's also other useful information not requiring a check, which will be included in the text. So I'll try to keep track of that for the moment on our clues and notes section, which I think is like up here at the moment. Okay, equipment and money. Whenever you acquire money and equipment, record them on your character record in the spaces provided. Pennies, shillings, guineas, and pounds are money and may be used during your adventure to pay for food, lodging, transport, bribes, etc. Certain equipment may affect your abilities as indicated by the text. You begin the adventure with the money noted on the completed character record sheet near the front of the book. Okay, so let's see. So you begin with 10 pence, 12 shillings, 2 guineas, 3 pounds. Okay, that's how much we start with. This woman's age 59. Guess we'll find out. And a pocket full of rye. Okay. Right. Now, choosing characters. We can either use the completely created character provided at the beginning of the book, or you can create your own character using the simple character development section. Pfft. I mean, come on now. Obviously, we're going to develop this one. All right. Here we go. So there are 6 areas that we affect our chances of accomplishing certain actions during our adventures. There is athletics, which is like fitness, adroitness, fortitude, pugnacity, fisticuffs. So that's basically like...
Fisticuffs, yes!
Fisticuffs. Running,
Yes,
jumping,
good.
balance, coordination, swimming, etc. Okay, that's athletics. Artifice includes trickery, disguise, stealth, eavesdropping, basically thievery type skills, okay? Intuition includes sensibility, insight, reasoning, deduction, and luck, kind of like wisdom, I guess. Communication includes interviewing, acting, mingling, negotiating, and diplomacy. We're talking about charisma right there. Observation, which includes perception, alertness, and empathy. That's pretty much close to intelligence. And then last is scholarship, which includes education, science, current events, and languages. Your training and aptitude with various studies and sciences, foreign languages, art history, current events, etc. For each of these skills, you will have a skill bonus used when you attempt certain actions. When you start your character, you have 6 +1 bonuses to assign to your skills. You may assign more than 1 +1 bonuses to a given skill, but no more than 3 to any one skill. Thus, 2 +1 bonuses assigned to a skill will be a +2 bonus, 3 +1 will be a +3 bonus, obviously. If you do not assign any +1 bonuses to a skill, you must record a -2 bonus in that space. So what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to write down... I'm going to write down each of the skills. Athletics, artifice, intuition, communication, Are you disappointed that fashion has not been included in this list so far, Terry?
Well, I mean, obviously anybody in this time period would automatically have a high fashion sense.
Oh, okay. So there's just not, yeah, it's just assumed. Yeah. Okay. So these are the skills. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up, and basically we're going to assign, I don't know, vote on which of the skills you want, and then we'll decide about points, okay? So you're going to be voting to decide which one is the one that you think is most important. Okay, so vote for the one that you think is most important. Athletics, artifice, intuition, communication, observation, or scholarship. What's the one that's most important? Observation. Oh my gosh, this is like... This text, though, is like the smallest font text of all time. Good lord. Ah, we have a lot of people on the side of intuition. I'll buy that. Keep those votes coming, people. Keep those votes coming.
Need that passive perception high.
Yep. Okay, so we got 3 votes for intuition, 2 votes for observation, 1 vote for scholarship and athletics, 1 vote for artifice. And we have 6 plus 1s to issue, so we could technically do 1 for each, but I think the fact that intuition is going up there suggests that we want to do probably 2 points for that. And we can't talk very well. Well, no, it's basically just people just being like, get out of my face. You know who I am? I'm the great Lady Abigail. I'm going to have to get the right voice. I am Lady Abigail Esterhazy Smith, and I am most displeased with your discourtesy. Communication is never the key. You will simply admire the look of my purse. Observe my handbag, lout. All right, last call on this. This is good. This is actually coming together pretty well. Okay, and as I say, we're going to have to play around with this a little bit because these categories are not going to work. So I'm going to have to do what I can to change them around. Well, the categories that are listed on the sheet are like stamina, skill, luck. I can't adjust those names technically, and so I'm going to have to make one equals something else, you know, because there is no stamina or the equivalent. So, which is fine. Okay, and I'm going to close that poll. Okay, so what I want to do then, based on what I see here from chat, is that I think intuition should definitely get a 2, and I think probably observation. Well, this would be my suggestion. Communication is obviously not going to get anything, so we're going to say that's a -2, basically. But I think intuition, I don't want to give a 3, because if I just did this based on number of votes, it means we would have 3 votes for intuition, 2 votes for observation, 1 vote for something else, and then negatives for the others, which I don't think is what chat wants. So instead, what I'm inclined to do is to do, I would say probably 2 points for intuition and 2 points for observation, only because those were the ones that got over the 1 vote. That leaves us with 2 left. And then we would give 2 to either athletics, or 1 each, I should say, to either athletics, artifice, or scholarship. And the other one would get -2. So communication is definitely -2, and intuition is going to be a 3. So it's going to be 2. So intuition 2, observation 2. So let me do that first. So intuition is going to be a 2. Skill equals observation. And that's also going to equal 2. There you go. Okay. All right. And then... Yeah, I like that, beautiful bear. Incredibly smart detective who struggles to communicate her findings or convince people to help her in spite of being born in nobility or perhaps because of it. True. Okay, so we've got stamina equal intuition, skill equals observation. So then the question is, we need to decide, we have 2 points each, so we have 2 points left to issue. So do we put the 2 points towards athletics, artifice, or scholarship? How do we distribute those points? So I think what I'm going to do is... Okay, I'm going to do one more vote here. Let's see. All right, so we're going to clear... Okay. So we have athletics, artifice, and scholarship. So the top 2 vote getters here will get the 2 points that remain, and the other one will be at a -2. to join with communication. So now get in your vote. Athletics, Artificer, Scholarship. The winners, the 2 top vote getters here will each get a point for skill issued to them. We basically have 2 points for 3 spots. Okay. Looks like Scholarship is very definitively one of the points that they want. Okay. Okay, so if this continues this way, then if the others don't get a vote, then we may just like call it for Scholarship, and then Athletics and Artifice, we will have a vote to see which of those others gets one. So... Alright, so Scholarship is going to be 1. It looks like... Surprise comeback from Athletics. Noblewoman would have been trained in horseback riding and other things. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so Athletics, looks like we're looking at a 1 here. And then Artifice. And she's not very good at sort of, you know, lying to people. She's too well-bred for that. Alright. There we go. Okay. So, this looks like we're coming together nicely. Last call on this. Here we go. Alright, so it looks like Scholarship and Athletics. So, alright. So, that's good. So that means that Intuition is going to be... We're going to have a 2 in Intuition. I'm going to close that poll. Intuition is going to be a 2. Observation is going to be a 2. Scholarship is going to be 1. Athletics is going to be a 1. Artifice is at -2. And Communication is at -2. So that's what we're looking at. All right, sounds very good. So she's got some intuition and all that stuff going on. It's good stuff. Okay, so we're really good at... we are particularly good at... being able to understand and correlate information and clues, make guesses, have hunches, because, again, Sherlock Holmesy. And then we also are very good with the skill of observation, because how much information we gather through visual perception. And then as far as scholarship is concerned, we have a little bit of that, education, science, current events, and languages, and athletics, so that we can engage in fisticuffs. That's basically what I'm looking at. Okay, here we go. The prologue. On a pleasant summer day in London, you decide to visit your mentor, Sherlock Holmes, and your cousin, Dr. John Watson. Perhaps today Mr. Holmes will hand you a case to solve yourself. Upon reaching 221B Baker Street, Mrs. Hudson admits you with a smile, although obviously in the midst of a busy cleaning session. "How nice to see you again," said Holmes' landlady. "Mr. Holmes and Dr. Watson are in their rooms. You know the way?" "Yes, ma'am," you reply, turning toward the stair. "You might do me a favor," she continues. You pause at the words. "Dr. Watson's newspaper just came. It would save a trip if you'd take it with you. I just came down from carrying the doctor a telegram, and I've 1,000 things to do today." Naturally, you agree. At your knock, Mr. Holmes invites you in, and both men greet you brusquely. Dr. Watson sits at his desk writing, a telegram sticking out of his vest pocket. His pipe drawing well, Holmes relaxes near the window. After returning their greetings, you hand your cousin his newspaper and sit to talk with Holmes. Although rarely given easily, the detective's thoughts are always worth hearing. As you talk, you notice Watson turn to the back page of his paper, look at it intently for a moment, and then toss it aside with a grunt of disgust. Holmes chuckles. You're quite right, Watson. You'll make more money telling the story of Silver Blaze than betting any of tomorrow's races. Well, that's what I decided, Holmes, Watson replies. Those horses would have trouble. How did you know what I was thinking? I knew the same way I always know, Holmes replies, by observation and reasoning. Besides, Watson, you make so much from my analysis of the trivial that you hardly have the right to complain. All right, Holmes, the point is well taken, Watson agrees, blushing as he smiles. But for the life of me, I don't see how you did it this time. I hadn't even told you that I was writing one of your adventures, much less which case. Very well, Watson, I shall explain. Holmes pauses. No, I have a better idea. Our young friend here will retrace my steps and show us how well she has studied my techniques. But come now, see what you can do. I shall provide a little guidance, Lady Abigail Esterhazy Smith. Suddenly nervous, you marshal your thoughts, trying to remember every significant detail of the morning. Where shall I start? You ask, stalling for time. Why don't you try the telegram first, Holmes suggests. Just before you arrived, Watson received a telegram which he stuck in his pocket without realizing. What does that suggest to you? That he was in a hurry, you reply, covering your mouth in a dismay at speaking without thinking. Oh no, how could he be in a hurry when he's sitting at his desk? It must be something else. Pick a number and add your intuition bonus. Okay, so here I need whoever is picking up. If it's Kooky Canuck, that's fine. I need someone to roll 2 six-sided dice, and we're going to add our intuition bonus. So we're going to roll 2 six-sided dice and add 2. So can I get, Kooky, are you willing to take over for Kilobyte? Okay, so 2 six-sided dice, please, and then we're going to add 2 to it. Five and 3. For a minute, I thought you'd rolled a 53, and I'm like, what? Okay. 5 and 3, so that's 8 plus 2 is 10. All right. Good stuff. Well, you say, trying to put your thoughts into words, Dr. Watson must have been very preoccupied with what he was writing. I would guess with his bulldog nature that once my cousin sits down to write, he stays at it until he has done a full day's work. Check clue Z. So we have clue Z. All right. Very good, Holmes replies. There is some hope for your ambition. Holmes continues to guide your analysis of the scene. Now, the next question to address is, was Watson writing letters or one of his stories? Try to tell just by looking at his desk. It should provide all the clues you need. Now pick a number and add your observation bonus. You'll add commas the next time, that's fine. Okay, so now we're going to roll this again and we're going to add our observation bonus. And our observation bonus here is also 2, I believe. We have 2 for intuition, 2 for observation. So we're going to roll 2 dice and add 2. Six and 2, so 8 plus 2 is 10. All right. You carefully review the evidence to Holmes. Oh, wait, sorry, my bad. Wrong loan. You survey Watson's desk point by point. Envelopes, stamps, and other supplies fill the slots along the raised back. A pile of handwritten sheets lies at the left side, while blank pages is handy on the right. Watson pretends to write on a sheet, perhaps to recreate the scene. 3 crumpled balls of paper are scattered around his feet. Now you've studied his desk, Holmes says. Is he writing letters or a story? Okay, so again, envelopes, stamps, and other supplies fill the slots along the raised back. A pile of handwritten sheets lies at the left side, while blank paper is handy on the right. Watson pretends to write on a sheet, perhaps to recreate the scene. 3 crumpled balls of paper are scattered around his feet. Now, with that knowledge, folks, should we say letters or story? All right, get your vote in now. What was it, letters or a story? Could very well be, Erdnell. Could very well be. I know I played all of these literally 35 years ago and remember absolutely none of them in the least, so. I think everyone is thinking about story in the same way. I like the idea that it's actually chat. So we actually have, like, 18 to 20 people inside the room talking with Holmes and Watson. They're like, please observe. Like, well.
I'm not gonna draw that. That's gonna take forever.
That would be funny. Just like a bunch of faces. Just have a little cloudy, like, in the background. Welcome to my world. All right. I'm going to last call this. It looks like chat is settling in on this. Someone needs to vote for the underdog option. All right. Oh, people are starting to doubt. Or are you just voting for the underdog?
Press X to doubt.
Press X if you're uncertain. Okay. And... Alright, yeah, underdog. Okay, so it looks like story is the winner. Alright, let's see what he says. Why, he must be writing an adventure, you say. That's just what the pile of manuscript at his elbow appears to be. And if he didn't like what he was writing, he'd just crumple the sheet and drop it. Besides, letters would not occupy his mind as fully. Finally, I would expect to see a pile of finished letters and envelopes. Holmes smiles. Very good. Now see if you know what he was writing about. What he was writing about, you mutter. Now what clues do I have? If you have checked clue Z, turn to 383. And we did check clue Z. Well, Mr. Holmes, you say, holding the clues in your mind. I know that Dr. Watson is not easily distracted when he's writing. He ignored that telegram. In spite of that, he grabbed the newspaper and turned to the back page as soon as I handed it to him. Thus, his story must have reminded him of something that is always on the back page. Now, what could that be? So now we pick a number and add our scholarship bonus. Now, our scholarship bonus is only 1, but that's better than nothing. So, again, Kooky, you're going to roll 2 dice, and we're going to add 1. Four and 1. Okay, so that's 5 plus 1 is 6. Okay. You shake your head in frustration. I can't remember what's on the last page of the paper, you admit. What distracted him, Mr. Holmes? We've established that Watson was distracted by the back page of the paper, summarizes Mr. Holmes. So we must know what we always find on the back page. Many things may be there, but I know only one item that is listed there every day, the entries for the morrow's races. Now logically, if the thought of the race entries would distract Watson, he must have been writing about a case that dealt with races. The only case that both Watson and I have faced that dealt with the racing world was that of Silver Blaze, Holmes continues, and I am sure that Watson will make more from the story of that case than he will from his wagers. Oh my gosh. Oh, Watson, Holmes continues, a mischievous smile on his lips. In your story, did you tell of the dog who did not bark in the night? Indeed, Holmes, it is one of my key points, Dr. Watson notes. As well it should be. Holmes turns towards you. It was an important teaching point, too. When you investigate something, look for what isn't there or didn't happen as well as what was or did. Watson, now that we have fully distracted you from your writing, shouldn't you read the telegram?
Telegram?
Watson says in a distracted voice.
Oh, yes, the telegram.
He rips open the envelope and reads it quickly.
Why, Holmes, it is from Sir Henry Baskerville. He invites us for the weekend, noting he has something to show you well worth your time.
He does he? Holmes answers. I doubt that, or he would have come up to London in person. More probably, he feels he still owes us hospitality for that little matter we solved some time ago. Well, as you received the telegram, Watson, you must send our refusal.
Indeed I will not, Holmes, replies your cousin. Sir Henry provided us with a most interesting investigation, you must admit. Well, surely we could spare him a weekend. The fresh air will do you good, and you have no case to tie you to London at this time.
Oh, very well, Watson, Holmes sighs. I can see I will have no peace until I agree. I was planning on having some wonderful cocaine later, and we could take a late train Friday afternoon. Then the detective busies himself with his pipe once more.
I have only one regret, Holmes,
Watson adds after giving the page the reply to take to the telegraph office. What is that, Watson?
You will miss your chance to instruct me in the art of picking winning racehorses. On Friday we had planned to go to the track.
Holmes pulls his Bradshaw down from the bookcase and looks up the train schedule, then nods. Not at all, Watson, he says. We can catch the train at a station near the racing grounds. Unless something holds up the card, we should be able to see the feature and have time to collect our winnings afterwards. You're going to the races, Mr. Holmes? You ask in some surprise. I didn't know you indulged in that pleasure. I seldom do, Holmes answers. But Watson needs a lesson or two from a logical mind to cut his losses. The race on Friday will provide an excellent demonstration. I'm certain which horse will win, while Watson has his own ideas in the matter.
Why don't you join us? Watson suggests. Then I shall have a witness when I show Holmes that pure logic is not the solution to every problem. Meet us here at noon. That's all right with you, isn't it, Holmes?
Certainly, the detective agrees, but from his expression you see his mind is drifting away towards some other problem. As quickly as politeness permits, you bid them good day and leave. Some small matters delay you on Friday, and Holmes and Watson are boarding their cab as you run up Baker Street to meet them. The driver is busy piling their luggage on top of the groaner.
You almost missed us, Watson laughs, waving to you. It should be an interesting afternoon. Holmes certainly already knows the winner in the feature and mocks my choice. Now get in and let's be off.
You do not need a second invitation, and soon the three of you are rattling through the streets where most of the populace is concerned with far more serious business than a day at the races. You pay little attention to the London crowds, though, given a rare chance to talk with the world's greatest consulting detective. How is your education progressing? Holmes asks courteously, although you have a feeling that he can read your limited success from your looks and attitude. After a moment, you frame a reply. I'm doing well enough, I suppose. I've had some success in finding missing things and uncovering evidence, but I have as much trouble as the police in matters where there are a number of likely suspects. I suppose it will take years for me to acquire your knack of cutting to the heart of the matter, Mr. Holmes. It is a lifetime study, Holmes agrees, and even then there will be more than one time when you prove yourself a fool. That has happened to me, as Watson has told the world in his tales. But one thing to consider. Wherever you are and whatever you happen to be doing, keep your eyes open for things that might lead to crime. My greatest successes have come in matters where I have had an idea in advance that something was going to happen, and have been able to take steps to prevent the crime or catch the perpetrator in the act. That was how Watson and I saved Dr. Roylott's stepdaughter from his evil designs, and solved other cases.
Surely you downgrade your genius, Holmes, Watson interjects. You make the most difficult tasks seem simple, you know.
Not at all, Holmes insists. If you weren't such an abject moron, Watson, I know. But if you know a wealthy man has an heir desperate for money, you can prevent a crime by a word in the heir's ear. Or if we should see a notorious gambler bet heavily on a long shot today, we would protect the purity of the turf with a word to the stewards. A man who would make a career of detection must always have his eyes open to everything around him. It is the only way to do one's job.
Oh, enough talk of detection, Holmes, Watson interrupts. Why don't you tell my cousin about the race this afternoon? Explain to her why your logical and scientific approach to handicapping will do better than my foolish hunch.
Watson laughs merrily, even as Holmes frowns. Watson, Holmes snaps, you should know better than to mock logic. You must admit that your attempts at picking winning horses have cost you half your pension.
Now, Holmes, Watson mutters, I've done better than that.
What horse do you favor this afternoon, Mr. Holmes, you ask? I am going to bet on Irish Star, the detective answers. He's a very strong horse and runs consistently well. He doesn't belong on the same track with the rest of the field. It is only an odd quirk in the conditions that allow him to run. From every point of past performance and current condition, there is certainly no way that the horse can fail to win. I see, you say, impressed. Then why won't my cousin back Irish Star as well? Dr. Watson, Holmes says loftily, is an idiot. No. Dr. Watson intends to bet on a horse called Maiwand because it is named for the battle where he was wounded. He considers it a lucky omen, I believe. Watson squirms slightly, although his usual bulldog expression suggests that he will not change his mind. So now the question is, should we ask Watson about Irish Star or not? Whoops.
Holmes truly is a charming individual in this one, isn't he?
Classic. All right, should we ask Watson about Irish Star or not? It actually says in the back of this book that this game book also includes a second complete mystery adventure, Irish Star, 2 complete Holmes mystery adventures in one book. I wonder if that's because they basically felt like the other case they had wasn't long enough, so they just added this little extra one in there. But either way, it's a good sort of like tutorial mission, basically, to get in this. And this thing cost, it was $19.87, so you can see it was tagged when I bought it, August 11th, 1987, and it cost $2.95. Their price was $2.66 back in 1987. Back in the day. People want to ask Watson about the Irish Star. I don't blame them. Okay, last call on that one. Okay, last call. Okay, Irish Star it is. Let's see. Why don't you like Irish Star, John? You ask the doctor. Mr. Holmes makes him sound like a perfect bet.
Well, he answers, what Holmes doesn't understand is that a horse doesn't always run true to form, and I've heard that Irish Star isn't going to run well today. And if you eliminate Irish Star, why, Maiwand is quite as good as any other horse in the race. Whatever Holmes thinks of me, I'm not fool enough to bet a bad horse just because I like his name. As Watson chuckles, Holmes remains aloof and unresponsive to his teasing. Pick a number and add your intuition bonus. So again, this is our good one, 2. So, Cookie, please roll 2 6-sided dice, and then we're going to add our intuition bonus to it. So +2. So 2 6-sided dice, please. One and 5. 6 + 2. Okay. That's just enough to get us to that higher number. Who told you that Irish Star wouldn't run well? You asked the doctor. Oh, Tom Oliver, a waiter at my club. When he saw me looking over the entries this morning, he warned me about the horse.
A waiter at your club, Watson? Holmes asks, feigning disbelief. But if he is so expert on form, surely he wouldn't have to spend his days at such menial labor. Watson shudders as Holmes chuckles, then snaps.
The man has connections at the track, nonetheless. Holmes, you must admit you have found sources in more unlikely places many a time.
This riposte leads Holmes to a discussion of some of the more unlikely witnesses he's encountered over the years. Check clue T. Yeah, we got clue T, people. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, and turn to 603. Holmes fills the rest of your trip to the track with stories from his past investigations, recounting many of the odd sources of information which have yielded clues. You sit drinking it in, hoping you can see some of his ploys when faced with similar problems yourself. Finally, you reach the Thameside racing grounds. It is a simple place, for races are run here only a few weeks in the year. Low hills near the track provide alternative seating to the small grandstand, and also shield the stables from some of the noise raised by the stands on the nearby railroad. Fresh paint on the stands and fences, as well as the excellent condition of the turf, show that the groundskeepers have made every effort to get the oval track ready for the races. As you pass through the gates, Holmes glances around him, following his habitual pattern of seemingly observing everything. Such a cute cutie. June? Oh my god, nonstop. I'll be done by then with that game. Oh well. Good lord. Still love the game, but... Anything interesting, Holmes? Watson asks.
I hope we shan't have to give up all these pleasures to pursue some rogue, he laughs.
Holmes smiles thinly. No rogues, but there's a man who once crossed the line. He indicates a plump little man dressed in tweeds who is giving directions to a wagon driver. His name is Phillips. At his wit's end, he was about to steal from an uncle to get the money to go into business. I warned his uncle, who listened to his plans and lent him the money. Now he supplies grain and hay to half the racing stables in the south of England. Suddenly Holmes' face hardens. He mutters, I'm surprised those men are allowed anywhere near a stable. Okay, pick a number and add your observation bonus. Our observation bonus is 2 as well. So we need double 2 6-sided dice and then 2. In June? Oh, nice, Adnix. Extra dungeons and maybe combat change. I just wanted to fix the bloody map, and I wanted to fix the stupid inventory management. That's all I want.
I think I'm done with this one.
Look at Lady Abigail Esterhazy Smith. That's awesome, Terry. Look
I
at
need
that.
to write that down. Let me see. How do you spell that? Oh, Jesus.
4 plus. So we're looking at a 10. You want me to spell it? It's Lady and then Abigail, Abigail. Esterhazy is Esterhazy hyphen Smith, and that's Smythe. Okay, so we got a 4, 4, 8, and 2. This was a high number too to get to this number, but we got there, so that's good. You see 2 men just joining the crowd, one dressed nattily like an upper-class dandy, and the other wearing the loud clothes of the lower type of sporting toff. What's wrong with them, Mr. Holmes, you ask. Holmes looks at you with approval. You're learning, he mutters. Lady Abigail Esterhazy Smith. The men I saw are gamblers, Holmes explains. They've been implicated in 1 or 2 races that had odd results, though no charges could be proven in court. I wasn't asked to look into the cases, as it happens. But even if it were impossible for the Jockey Club to warn them off the turf entirely, I'm surprised anyone would allow them near the horses. The gentlemanly one is named Fitzhugh, while his partner is called Bowser. You can see the spikes on his back, the large lizard-like tail, and he continually yells about Princess Peach and Mario. No. Watson leads the way to one of the low hills between stables and track and shakes out a blanket for the 3 of you to sit on.
I always sit here,
Watson explains. A lucky seat? Holmes asks sardonically as he sits down. Watson tries to wither Holmes with a look.
Luck has nothing to do with it, Holmes. This gives us a good view as the horses warm up and is convenient to the wagering tables.
The truth of this observation is proven during the early races. Watson takes full advantage of the convenient location with a success that has him crowing with delight. Pick a number and add your intuition bonus. So again, 2 6-sided dice, please, Kookie. We're going to add 2 to whatever we roll. Princess Peach Toadstool. Yeah, exactly. Kookie Canuck. 1, 5, 6 plus 2. Okay, so we got an 8. All right, so far it looks like we made the right choices on the picks of skills.
Is there one man you... sorry,
wrong voice. Is there one man you regularly place wagers with? You ask Dr. Watson as he pockets his winners from the preceding race.
I always bet with Roscoe, he answers.
Holmes seems to stiffen a bit at the name, then asks, doesn't the man's reputation concern you a little, Watson? There's been mention of Roscoe benefiting from some of the major upsets.
Oh, that's the sort of talk about every chap, Watson scoffs. I know that Roscoe's honest with his customers. He always has the cash on hand to pay me when I win, and one cannot say that of all of his rivals. And he has booths at every track, which I find convenient. Also, you often get better odds from a man who does a good deal of trade. Pick a number and add your scholarship bonus. And as we're looking at this Lady Abigail Esterhazy, do you think you have time for one last one, Terry?
How much time do I have left?
Be about 25 minutes.
Okay, for like a small one. What do you need me to do?
I don't know. I guess right now they're at the horse track, so maybe like Watson, well, like Holmes, Watson, and Lady Abigail. Like maybe just Holmes next to Lady Abigail, with Lady Abigail pointing at someone in, like, I don't know, in the track or in the crowd or something. Have her pointing to Bowser. Actual Bowser.
Okay.
But something like that. Just something with Holmes and her. It doesn't have to be the whole body. Oh god, we just got switched over to Skyrim, to Elder Scrolls, which is great, but that has nothing to do with this. So instead, we're going to go with Dishonored OST.
For some reason, my PC is being extraordinarily slow today.
Oh yeah? I haven't
I
noticed.
think I might have to like set this drawing file, like the file is too big, like the canvas is too big. There, that was the word.
Oh, really? Did you just mirror it, Terry?
Yeah, because I always flip the canvas like
Okay.
in between every sketch step to make sure it stays like properly proportioned and stuff, and I didn't realize that when I was inking I was drawing it on the flipped canvas, and then
cool.
I wrote like in opposite direction.
I see.
So
That's
figured,
cool.
Yeah, I just gotta flip it.
Okay, that's cool. All right. Okay. So did we roll that, Cookie? Was that a 6 that you rolled? Oh, Roscoe. Oh no, scholarship bonus. Did you just roll that 1 and 5, Cookie? Because if not, we need to roll for the scholarship bonus, which is going to be +1. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay, we didn't quite get there on this one. So Watson looks at his watch.
Come along, Holmes, he urges. Let's place our wagers before the horses for the main event are brought out. There's no sense waiting when we know which horse we want to back.
The two men walk toward the wagering tables, leaving you unattended. Awaiting their return, you overhear two men talking behind you mention Irish Star, causing you to look at them. One is Phillips, the grain dealer Holmes pointed out to you earlier. From his massive size and leather apron, the other man appears to be a smith. Phillips is doing the talking. You decide to try and sneak close to them and overhear their conversation. Pick a number and add your artifice bonus. Well, this should go well. Our big -2 artifice bonus. Alright, we're going to have to roll high to have a shot at this one. So roll 2 dice for me, please, Cookie. Let's see if we can, She does the thing with her purse. Like puts her purse up in front of her face, like pretending she's hiding behind it, I'm guessing. I can't see you. Oh my god, it worked. So that's 9 minus 2, so 7. Okay. You mingle a little with the crowd, then stop near the two men, your interest apparently held by your program.
So, Colonel Stewart's debts to you are over too, Bench?
Phillips asks the smith.
Me and every other man on the grounds,
The smith growls.
I don't like to say so, because he's a great sportsman and good for the game. But if Irish Star doesn't bring him a purse today, I think we'll all have to speak to the stewards. The Colonel may have to sell Irish Star, I reckon, but I have babes to feed, and so do all the others.
Phillips nods heavily. I'll go along then, he agrees. But I think Stewart has the money. Irish Star is the best horse in the race, and I hear he's been training very well indeed. As you turn away from the conversation, you notice your friends returning. Check clue B. Alright, we have clue B. Turn to 358. Holmes and Watson return from placing their bets, continuing their earlier argument about the horses. As they settle comfortably on the grass, trumpets sound for the horses to enter the track, and outriders lead the thoroughbreds onto the track. Dr. Watson... Yeah, exactly, Ardnell. Dr. Watson rises eagerly.
There they come, Holmes,
He says, pointing at the horses.
Irish Star is the handsome grey under the yellow and blue silks. Maywand is the black. His rider wears brown. Do you see them?
So now we pick a number and we add our observation bonus, which is again +2. So let's roll those 2 dice again, please, for me, Cookie. Wow, the 6-6. You're like all of a sudden the Matrix. Like you see all things. Okay.
Irish Star is a fine-looking horse,
Watson admits, studying the handsome gray. But as he runs through a patter of admiration, even though he didn't bet on the horse, it seems to you that Irish Star looks dull and heavy-footed, as if he is sleepwalking. Watson appears to be watching Irish Star with great care, perhaps hoping to notice some flaw that will prove the wisdom of his choice.
Why, the jockey's feeding something to Irish Star, he suddenly says in surprise. This is a funny time for that, I should think.
Check clue A. So, Is he being poisoned? Okay, turn to 408. After the horses warm up, the starter quickly gets them lined up at the white chalk and gives the signal for the start. The horses break, but Irish Star erupts more slowly than the others and doesn't respond when his rider whips him. The heavy favorite is running well behind the field, and the 2 or 3 leaders seem intent on building their advantage, apparently afraid that the gray's superiority will still emerge. Under the jockey's constant whipping, Irish Star tries to respond, but the big gray doesn't run well. 3 horses cross the finish line in a bunch, and Watson's delighted yell reveals that Maiwand might have been the winner. Irish Star finishes 10 lengths back, looking tired and almost bored by the effort.
So much for science, Holmes. Watson laughs. This'll make my leg ache feel better on rainy days.
Holmes' eyes hold something of disdain as he looks back at the doctor. Indeed, Watson? He asks. Has the bullet moved from your shoulder to your leg again? Oh, damn. Holmes with the call-out. I should think that it would be obvious, even to your prejudiced view, that something was very wrong with the running of that race. You cut in before Watson can sputter out his obvious indignation. Wrong, Mr. Holmes? You ask, curious. Pick a number and add your communication bonus. Another one of our top-notch skills here, -2. Okay, Kooky, we're going to need another high roll here, somehow. So 2-sided, 6-sided dice, and then we'll subtract 2. Sevens, that's a 5. Okay, a 2 to 5. It's not going to get it done. Without doubt, Holmes snorts. If you consider yourself a detective, it should be obvious to you that something was very wrong with Irish Star. Your question surprises and disappoints me. But it doesn't matter. It's good for Watson to score off me on occasion, and I have no time to look into the case before my train leaves. Holmes turns away, unwilling to go into any detail. For a time, there is little talk as you wait for the signal that the race results are official. As you stand waiting, a tall, heavy man hurries up to you. He looks like the stereotype of a former army officer, ramrod-backed with a red face set off by a graying mustache.
Mr. Sherlock Holmes,
he asks your companion. The detective nods.
I thought I recognized you, he says. I am Colonel Ian Stewart, owner of Irish Star. As you may be aware, he was the heavy favorite for the race today.
I am aware of that fact, Holmes answers coldly. I lost a pound on him, as it happens.
Then if you know racing, sir, you know that something was done to my horse today. I should like you to investigate the matter.
This time Holmes' chill warms slightly. I did notice something amiss, he replies. I will admit that it might be an interesting investigation. However, I must catch a train tonight, and I fear I have no time for any other case until I return. Then he softens, perhaps taking pity at the man's downcast face. You might try Dr. Watson's cousin here, he adds.
Do you recommend him, sir?
The colonel responds. She is young at the trade, but she is no more blind and foolish than the police detectives, Holmes answers with no hint of jest. You could do worse. That's like high praise from Holmes. You could do worse. She's slightly better than a rotting fruit. When Colonel Stewart offers you the job, you nod eagerly and quickly begin to question him. Pick a number and add your intuition bonus. So we're going to roll 2 dice and we're going to add our intuition bonus. We're on the job. We are on the case. That's Holmes for you. Okay, 6 and 2 plus intuition. 8, so it's 10. All right, good stuff. May I ask you a question or two, Colonel? You begin.
Of course,
he replies. Who takes care of your horse?
I employ Harry Raines as trader, says the colonel. He's a well-known man in the field and trains horses for several owners. He's one of the most respected men in the field. The heavy work is done by my groom, John Oliver. He's been with me for 2 years and has been loyal even when I've been a trifle slow with his pay. He also runs an incredible show called Last Week Tonight. Perhaps you've seen it.
Wow.
Do you have any notion who might have wished to interfere with Irish Star's performance? You ask the colonel.
Why, no, of course not, he answers indignantly. If I did, I would have confronted him and not come chasing after Mr. Holmes. Most likely some blackguard did it to make a profit on another horse.
Holmes interrupts your question with a sharp whistle, and a rather grubby-looking youth in his early teens runs up and snaps to a decision invitation of attention. Holmes turns to you. Young Stanley here is one of my irregulars, he explains. He practically lives with the horses and knows everyone and everything that happens in and around the track. Assign him to watch one of your suspects and you'll be able to cover more ground. You accept the offer and give the lad his instruction. So, will we have Roscoe followed? Remember, Roscoe is the bookie that basically Watson works with. Will you have Fitzhugh and Bowser followed? Those are the guys that Holmes was annoyed that were near the track, who got into trouble before. Or Stewart's groom, John Oliver, followed. And John Oliver, remember, was the one who I think, or no. Wasn't John Oliver the one that told Watson? Wasn't it John Oliver, I think, that told Watson that the horse wasn't going to run well?
I don't know.
I think it was. Chat, do you remember? Yes, it is a full crew tonight on the GOG D&D. Roscoe P. Coltrane. Wasn't it John Oliver? I think it was that. I think that was John Oliver. I don't remember. I'm looking to see. I don't know. All right, so I feel like that's the case, but I don't know for sure. So the question is, do we have Roscoe followed, Fitzhugh and Bowser followed, or Stewart's groom, John Oliver, followed? So whom should we have followed? Is it Roscoe? Or Fitzhugh and Bowser. Two men of ill repute. John Oliver, who is okay. There's this, and here we go. All right, whom should we have followed? The job is to figure out what happened to the horse, because clearly something happened with Irish Star. So who's it going to be? Roscoe the bookie, Fitzhugh and Bowser, the two men of ill repute, or John Oliver the groom, who might have told Watson about it before. I just don't remember. Yeah, I really can't remember though. I may be just completely misremembering that. So it's kind of cool. I like me some Sherlock Holmes. This is again giving me that itch to run. I can't do it. Can't do it. I don't have time for anything else. But I have this itch to run. There's this 221B role-playing game that I saw, I think at Origins last year, with a bunch of these different cases, and I'm like, that'll be really cool. And then I'm like, no, don't have time. Don't have time. Too many other things going on. All right, I'm going to last call this. Right now, it's a very close race, actually, so to speak, about the horses. Close vote and race. We got about a little over 50, or a little right at 15 minutes left. right at 49 subs right now.
Not used to drawing middle-aged men.
It's a good practice when all your commissions start coming from middle-aged men.
Yeah.
Okay. And I like John Oliver's funny. I agree nonstop. Okay. So John Oliver it is. So that means we check decision 3. We made the choice of decision 3. All right. Here we go. There was one middle-aged man that Terry turns true, and that man hates raisins. That arrow better be pointing at you, Echo. I still got 4 years before I'm officially middle-aged.
There's an official middle-age age.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I get it, Echo. Officially. Once I hit 50, then I'll officially claim I'm middle-aged.
Wouldn't like middle age be like whatever like is the middle of like the life expectancy at the time?
Well, that's why I'm pushing for my life expectancy to be at least 100, you see. Okay. Well, you seem settled in the case, Holmes adds, looking at his watch. Settled into the case. Be careful in this matter. Do not make any charges or draw undue attention to what happened until you obtain solid evidence. Hints of a charge in a case like this are every bit as bad for the reputations involved as a conviction itself. Unless you can force the guilty to confess, I suggest that you merely assemble the evidence and present me with your conclusions when I return to London. I will send you a note when I get back to Baker Street. Watson, meet me on the train platform if you please. Good luck. The detective turns away, then swings back as one last thought strikes him. Remember the dog who didn't bark in the night, he says. What do you mean, Holmes? Watson demands before you can phrase your own question. It occurred to me, Watson, Holmes explains, that whoever arranged for Irish Star to lose may not have intended my wand to win. He turns and walks off with his characteristic long stride. Now, will you join Dr. Watson as he collects his winnings, or go straight to the stable with Colonel Stewart? Okay, there's this and this. All right, what's it going to be? Go with Watson as collects his winnings, or go straight to the stable with Colonel Stewart? You guys are like, let's get right into it. Right into it. Don't go with Watson now. Just go. Just hurry up.
Random shouting in the background.
Yeah, that would be my son. That's just reflecting the horse track. You know, there's people often, you know, randomly shouting. So I just asked if he could occasionally just shout in the background, just to...
Oh, after the race, people start shouting around.
Yeah. Then they're just kind of like, I can't believe he lost. Ah, ah. My extensive experience at horse tracks teaches me this. I did actually go watch a couple of Belmont Stakes. I've been to a horse track maybe 3 times in my life, and I bet once, and that was in the Belmont Stakes.
All I know about horse racing is what I've seen in Lucky Number 11.
And that's it, right? So what about what was it, the Black Stallion? I can't remember. There was a kid's book that had horse racing in it.
I don't know. I don't think I've read it.
Yeah, I don't remember the detail. It was when I was very young. All right, last call, last call.
Do you mean Black Beauty, maybe? Like, I know Black
I
Beauty
also
was
know
a
that,
thing,
but there was
but
that in the Black
I don't know what
Stallion.
actually these stories were about. I just know that, like, a lot of girls that I knew when I was a kid were really into those stories.
Yeah, there was Black Beauty, but there was another one called the Black Stallion, which had like a bunch of other ones sort of tied into it. Was it Black Stallion? Yeah, I don't know. I thought it might be. Okay. All right. So, Colonel Stewart it is. So it says check decision 4. That means that's one of those telltale so-and-so will remember this, that we just did there. Okay. 565.
Still sad that Telltale went down.
I know.
That is... And it's like, like most people, like, just know them for, like, The Walking Dead and everything came after. But, like, I've been playing their games basically from day one. Like, I've gotten into their stuff through Sam & Max, because Sam & Max was, like, the first game I ever played, Hit the Road, that is. So, like, I was super excited when they were, like, making the sequel to that one.
Yep.
But, yeah, it's just like, god damn it. Why?
I think they overexpanded. And I have... a series runner that I was in the Infinity Beyond crew got a job with them. The reason he stopped playing with us is because he got a job with them, and obviously then they all went under. And I mean, a lot of them were hopefully going to land on their feet, but yeah, I mean, they just overexpanded. I think I started playing the Batman Telltale game series, and I'm going to come back to that eventually. I thought The Wolf Among Us was amazing, and I was really looking forward to
like
this.
that game really got me into the
It
Fable
was great.
series.
I wanted to win the
I've never
sequel
heard
to
of
it.
Fables before that, so.
Oh,
like,
no kidding. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
Bill Willingham. I've actually been on panels with
Yes.
him.
Told me.
So, but he was. Oh yeah, that's right. I did tell you that. Yeah, but see, Wolf Among Us was great, and I really wanted the sequel, and then just no luck. I don't know if they actually did any work on it.
Like a few months ago,
Right.
right?
Right. So I guess they hadn't gotten enough into it. I was hoping it was one of those things where it was maybe like 2/3 done or something, and then it could. But it doesn't sound like they ever got that far in it, which is too bad.
Yeah.
The Wallace and Gromit games. Oh yeah, I forgot they did those. They did other ones too, like Jurassic Park. I'm like, that was Telltale?
And they did like a game based on the Bones comic series, but I never played that one.
Oh, really? Yeah, so they did a bunch. I mean, they were like very much involved with that. Okay. So, the stable. Colonel Stewart leads the way through the crowd and around the stands to the stable area. He strides briskly, forcefully, and people seem to scurry out of his way. You and Colonel Stewart have a small barn to yourselves. The only visible stall is Irish stars. The barn appears old and worn, though there are signs that the owners of the track have been working to repair it. Colonel Stewart notices you studying it and laughs.
It may not be the best barn here, explains, but they let me have it for naught as it's being repaired. We shall be here for a week only, and like my Scots ancestors, I'll save a penny wherever I can.
So, will you question Colonel Stewart or question his men? This may be our last choice of the day, I think. Whom shall we question?
Question everything.
Question everything.
your existence.
Everything is true. Nothing is permitted. Nothing is true. Everything is permitted. Colonel Stewart or his men. All right. Who should we question? Oh, okay. That's fine, Echo. I'm sorry to hear that it's been stressful. That's totally fine. All right, folks. What's it going to be? Colonel Stewart or men? Who are we questioning? All right, so we have 4 votes for his men and 1 vote for Colonel Stewart. All right. I think we last called it. We did not last call it yet. Last call now. All right. Okay. So let's close this poll, and here we go. Colonel Stewart leads you to other stables. Here he rents 2 stalls, both of which are clean and well tended. A neat tack room holds a cot where the groom sleeps. Stewart's 2 men are waiting for your arrival. Henry Rains, the trainer, is a thin, dried-out man with a sharp nose and narrow eyes. He has the air of a man who knows his business. Beside him stands John Oliver, the groom, dressed in work clothes. He has an open, red face and seems a very ordinary sort of working man.
This gentleman is a detective, Colonel Stewart explains. It is obvious that something was done to slow Irish Star today, and I have hired him to investigate the matter. Investigate? Rains snaps. Does that mean you think we did aught to the horse, sir? His eyes flash. No, Stewart assures him. I shall explain. You better start with Oliver, the colonel says to you, and at a nod, John Oliver follows you into an empty stall. Now, you must help me, Mr. Oliver, for I am terribly ignorant about the care of racehorses and the duties of the various men around them, you begin, anxious to put him at ease. I must have solid information to stand a chance of unraveling this case.
Sure thing, Gov, the groom eagerly replies. I'm always glad to help the gentry. Just shoot your questions and I'll tell you anything you need to know. Thank you, you answer. I shall be certain to tell Colonel Stewart how helpful you are. First, exactly what are your duties as groom?
I do what you might expect, Gov, says Oliver. I muck out the stall and lay down fresh straw in the morning. I feed the horse and I cools him out sometimes. Now on race days like today, Mr. Rains has a boy of his who walks him after the race, so I can have everything ship-shape when he come back to his stall. And of course I groom him a couple times a day. Keep the big boy pretty as a picture, I do.
If you have clue T, and we do have clue T, turn to 644. You know, you say, I met another man of the name of Oliver today. A man named Tom Oliver. Ah, he was a waiter at Dr. Watson's club. Okay, good. So that is the case. Is he a relative?
Tom? How you bring him up, I wonder? The groom asks. Well, it makes no difference. He's my brother. Strange you should meet us both the same day, eh?
Check deduction 10. So, okay, deduction 10. Will we ask what he told his brother about Irish Star or not? That's a good question. All right, here we go. Now comes the vote. Are you going to ask what he told his brother, or are we not going to do so? Ask what he told his brother or not. Music is quite dead. Can you not hear it?
Oh yeah, the music has been over for me for a while too.
Oh, right now I'm listening to the Dishonored soundtrack. I switched over to that. And it was... I'm at only 30 minutes. So there's 9 minutes left, I think. Okay. Alright, so last call. Oh, I said that was going to be the last decision. Whoops, I got interested in the story. And I wanted to read more. Okay. All right. Let's ask what he told his brother. All right. And we're going to close the poll. Okay. Ask what he told his brother about Irish Star. Okay, let's see what he says. Why did you tell your brother Irish Star would lose, you ask? The groom recoils from the question as if struck a blow. Pick a number and add your communication bonus. Okay, so I'll have you do that. So roll 2 dice, Kooky, and then we're going to add communication, which is a big -2. So roll those 2 and then -2. Five and 6. Wow, that communication though. All right, so it's 11 -2 is going to be a 9. So that's enough to get us the higher result. Oh, Tom told you that, did he? Oliver demands, looking angry. Then he shrugs. Well, the man has a big mouth, and I believe he likes you, Dr. Watson. You see, the horse hadn't run good in his workouts, and if he don't work good, he ain't going to run good neither. But Tom shouldn't have blabbed. Okay, if you have clue F, and we do not have clue F, you consider John Oliver's assertion that Irish Star had trained poorly for the race. Is he lying? Pick a number and add your intuition bonus. All right, let's do that. One last roll, Kooky. One last roll, please. 7 plus 2 is 9. All right, that's enough to get us over the hump there. Don't try to make me believe a story like that, you tell Oliver, speaking sharply. I'm no fool. Now have the courage to tell me the truth, or you may face sharper questioning at Scotland Yard. Damn! Wow. All right, I lied. Pick another number, Kooky. That one was quick. Seven -2 for communication is 5, yeah. That's not too much of a surprise. What do you mean, tell you the truth? Oliver demands, flushing with anger. I never lie to no man, and I don't have to stand for no man calling me no liar neither. Gazing out the open door, you consider further questions for John Oliver. Will you ask who he saw near the stable or not? Okay, this will be the last choice. Sorry, I keep saying that, but... Okay, so should we ask whom he saw near the stables? Last one. I know, one more turn, then it's bad. I know, exactly. No, this is going to be the last one because I got to get going. I got to get starting to get wrapped up here. So do we ask him? This will be our last vote. Okay, we got a lot of people voting for yes. All right, last call, last call. All right, looks pretty definitive that people are definitely in favor of that. All right. Yeah, no. Can't do that. Can't do that. Okay. Did you see any strangers near the stables this morning? Anyone who had no business being here, you inquire. Oliver thinks for a moment, squinting his beady eyes, then nods. Yes, I did, Gov, it so happens. I seen a couple of gents named... Oh, sorry, Hadnix, but you went along with the majority anyway. I seen a couple of gents named Bowser and Fitzhugh, what bets a lot. But then them two hangs around the stables all the time, looking for a word to guide their wagerin', if you get my drift. Of course, it would cost a man his job and a beating on top of it if he was to tip off a couple of touts like that. All right, check clue V. Turn to 309. So we're going to do clue V. And the save point is going to be... Save point is going to be 309. There we go. All right. That's good because the music is just getting off to the end of this stuff with Dishonored. All right. So, that I think is going to do it for us. Oh, look at that. That's awesome. I just looked at the drawing that you were finishing up on. Holmes versus Watson. Who will win this Titanic struggle? That's pretty awesome. So, here we go, folks. So, we managed to win Sagard the Barbarian, the Fire Demon, and we got well into Murder at the Diogenes Club. I think the Sherlock Holmes books, I have 3 of them. I think these are going to be some fun books to do as we move on through our look through game books of all different kinds. So, all right. So, I guess we should take one last look at what we did for these drawings today.
So like first this one. Oh, here's our protagonist for this adventure, Lady Abigail Esterhazy Smith.
Lady Abigail Esterhazy Smith.
Yeah, her. And then her witnessing like the old couple bickering between Sherlock and Watson.
Mm-hmm. The battle of Holmes versus Watson. I like Watson's face in that one too. Good stuff. So we had 2 drawings from Sherlock Holmes, and that's so funny. The Snake Sagard battle.
Yes.
Was the one we had, and then of course Sagard himself. So we had 4 drawings today. So good number. That was great stuff.
And
that one. I love it. It's good stuff. So these were great. So thank you, Terry. This is, as always, a great pleasure. Where will the fine folks see or hear from you next / on the internets, etc.?
Next time you'll see me here. Next Tuesday, same bad time, same bad channel. For the next round of Adventures in Middle-earth, which I'm very much looking forward to. Because I think we are starting... what's it called again?
Fellowship phase. Which will probably be like 2 sessions to get through it because it's going to be the last one you do in Wonderland Adventures, so it's going to be a busy one.
So let's hope that Will's internet doesn't die out on us again.
Yeah, no,
because,
God, no.
Like, we finally need to do that face-off between Robar and Inge.
Yeah.
Yeah, Inge was really, really pissed upon Robar leaving without a word.
Yeah. 100%. No, I believe me. No one is looking forward to that more than me. I really want to see how that all comes out. And there's going to be a lot of stuff going on. It'll be really cool. So, awesome. And then they can find you at Pillow Fort, right?
On Pillow Fort, yes. Like, the problem is, sadly, that Pillow Fort has not been very resourceful so far. It's very slow going there. So, like, I guess currently the 2 number 1 spots to look at my stuff are Instagram and Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah. Tumblr really left a gaping hole where it used to be.
They really did. They really did. I've heard that from other artists too. Well, they can find, nonetheless, they should be looking at your art as much as you can. And yes, Pillow Fort. I don't think the AME group has garnered a name. We thought about different possibilities, but I just have been calling them kind of the AME crew, AME group.
Can we use the Anduin notes? Because that one was like up for debate, or is that like out of question because it used the name Anduin?
Oh, add the Anduin knots. Or something similar to it. Call you just the River Knots, and then we wouldn't have to worry about copyrights at all. I'd have to think about it.
Who would be the main character then? I wonder.
Exactly. With like, and it basically just shows like a waterlogged Robar at the front with all like movie poster style with the three of you looking at him like with these expressions of like, you got to be kidding me. Anyway, all right, but I'm gonna let Terry go because I gotta get going and get ready myself. Terry, always a great pleasure. Thank you as always. These drawings are awesome. Folks should go over and support her work, and you will see her, of course, next Tuesday. But thank you so much, and we'll be back with this session again next month in March. But that's it for now for her with me. So thank you, Terry, so much, and we will see you soon. Chat, can we get some love for Terry? And thanks, Terry.
Thank you guys for having me. Bye.
All right. And that's going to do that. The lead name in the group. Oh, I hadn't even thought about that. I wasn't even thinking about the Rivernauts. That's true. Oh god, I completely went over my head. That's what Terry meant by that. I was like, why would that be the what? Now it is all clear, and now I understand. Before I was not clear on why that would be the case, but now I get it. All right, so that is going to do it for me. There we go. That is going to do it for me for today, and I want to thank everyone for having been here. This was awesome. I had a great time, and I love these sessions. It's really a lot of fun to do these, so they're always cool. For those of you who missed this before, I do want to remind everybody that we are going to be back here for scheduling terms. I just realized I had my wrong glasses on. I want to remind everybody that we're going to be back here for scheduling stuff. That's better. We're going to be back here on Friday on this channel, but right now at 4 p.m. at the top of the hour, we're going to be going on with D&D with GOG Storm King's Thunder, and I've got a surprise for folks tonight, so you definitely will not want to miss it. That's going to be happening in just about a half hour over on GOG, and then I will be back, of course, on Friday with Assignment Impossible as my 60s spy show game returns, so that will be awesome as well. I do want to remind everybody that we may have The Clay That Woke debuting on Thursday, but again, the scheduling for that is still up in the air, so we will see how that all goes down. But yeah, that, however, is going to do it for me. Thanks to all of you wonderful people for being amazing. If you haven't done so already, please check, follow the channel. Please subscribe to the channel with what? I'm wrapping up. Yeah. Okay. Please check out the YouTube channel with !ArvTube. Please check out the Discord with !ArvCord. Please check out the shop with !ArvShop. Please check out the Patreon with !ArvTreon. Check out my website, arvanelaron.com. And of course, don't forget to check out, in addition to all those things, the sub button right above that video window, which helps as well. Thanks, everybody. Really awesome stuff. Thank you to my wonderful viewers, Aradinel and Kilobyte. Thank you for wonderful modding today, as always. Thank you to Kilobyte for rolling the dice in the first book. Thank you to Echo Alpha, Nonstop Brahms, Kooky Canuck, and Luca Theo. Wonderful subs all, in addition to Aradinel and Kilobyte. Thank you to Kooky Canuck as well for rolling the dice the second book as we went around. Thank you to let's see, Apricot, Droopfruit, Beautiful Baron, Atutu, Commander Root, Dragonrite, Ekag, Aranth, Gorgar, Hadnix, Host Giveaway, Jagtress, Moobot, Mr. Mano, Nedved, No Name Namer, Optic Nerve, Polizei, Positivity Bot for always keeping me positive, Poltergeist Zero, Questionable Results, Scum Shop, Slow Cool, Stay Hydrated Bot for always keeping me hydrated. Thank you to Terry Tunes, and I'll come back to her in a minute, TNS Befiston, U Christensen, V&K, and Virgo Praz, and a special thanks to Terry Tunes for doing her amazing illustration and drawing today. As always, always a lot of fun to do these with Terry. But I will see you folks next Tuesday for that, but I will see you in about a half hour for D&D with GOG Storm King's Thunder. Until then, thanks everybody, love you all, and I will see you all soon. Everyone be good to each other. See you in a little bit. Bye for now.
What do you remember when the world was fresh and new? When it all seemed clear to you? When your aim was straight and true? Were your mind untroubled by the questions in the dark? Content to play your part, open pathways to your heart? Were your life untainted by a host of broken dreams? When all your acts were queens, understood all that it means? Could you have understood the way your